key, and that's it. Oh, sorry, I didn't see you there. Welcome one and all wanted to another exciting, awesome Lost Ones here on Low Initiative. I just always wanted to do that type of intro on here.
I know, it's so corny though.
I know. So, um, because of all the craziness, and there was a lot that happened last session. Not like event wise, but a lot of conversating and a lot of like nuance. I'm just gonna burn through this intro if that's fine.
Hmm.
Okay.
It's fine.
So continuing where the group left off, the party had seen some lights in the distance, and they made plans to slowly make their way to it. Scales and Kestrel decided to go scout it out, um, and the rest of the party kind of stayed quite a bit of ways away. Um, they made their way up to the light, and Kestrel and Scales noted that it was a wagon with a whole bunch of clutter kind of around it and a campfire. Kestrel and Scales just decided to go look at it, check it out. And as Kestrel was making his way around to the backside of the wagon, he noticed that he was now under direct line of sight of a few not so friendly people with crossbows. Um, Quickly ascertained that you guys were basically dealing with some brigands, some rogue bandits along the road, and Scales and Kestrel became manacled and imprisoned. Um, the other half of the party found out what was going on, and they had decided that the best course of action was to go in and talk. So as these two groups kind of met again, there was a little bit of conflict because Scales, ain't no one's prisoner, and there wasn't a lot of communication, so there was, some disruptions in the process. Scales decided to lash out at one of the bandits, hitting him with a spell after getting hit in the back of the head because, she was just talking all sorts of mad junk. She was like, "Yo, mama," and he was like, "Ooh," like the meme. Um, and yeah, so Scales got Porcupine by some arrows. Um, and eventually the party came to a plan, I guess, or the kid just decided that, because he was sensing that people were upset with how things were going, decided to, strongly instigate something by going after the bandit leader. Um, he basically one punched the bandit leader because, human standard bandit. And after a few charisma checks and a few intimidations, persuasions, the rest of the bandits, after seeing their leader kind of get pasted, decided to give up. Then the party came under a lot of conflict and what to do with the rest of the bandits. Do we let them live? Do we ask them questions? And Scales the whole time was kind of upset and feeling like betrayed by the party because she felt that they were all on her page of just aggressively going after these bandits, and their actions did not sit well with her. Nor did the arrows that currently perforated her body. So party decided to. Yes, do you have something to say?
Oh, I just want to say I had 2 hit points left.
Yes. Oh, also, I lied the other day when I said
Hmm?
he lost 2 hit points. He had temporary hit points, so he lost none. Um,
Nice.
Yeah. So, anyways, so Scales upset. The party decided to ask the bandits a few questions and decided to let them go on their ways. Um, Telling them that if hey, stop doing a bandit, no bandit, bandit no go. And the bandits ran off. Then Kestrel heard horses, and the party came to the conclusion that somewhere in the distance, the bandits had horses stashed. Um, Feeling kind of tired and sensing a lot of aggression in the party, um everyone decided, hey, let's just move the wagon over into the tall grass and get some rest. um Scales then had some conversations with people, mostly Kestrel and Auntie, and was kind of lashing out at some people just because she felt she was wronged. And through conversation with Kestrel and then the kid, came to either she came to the realization or talking it out, the people noticed it, or combination of all of that. Scales had come to the realization that she hasn't really like overcome her past in any real way. She has instead kind of created two identity, Zazu and Scales. Um, and a lot of their personalities once and everything just kind of clashed. And since the return of the memories has been a big burden on not just the Godwins, but Scales herself, in kind of feeling like she's getting pulled in multiple directions. And Scales, feeling that confusion on top of having, people at different points complain to her about her actions, her decisions, her plans. She's just feeling very broken and just kind of pulled in different ways and not really knowing what's right, what's wrong, what she wants, what other people want, and just kind of dealing with a lot of that. But she had some good conversations with some people to help, hopefully, give her an idea of what she needs to do and her plans going forward. While the rest of the party finished watch and had a relatively relaxing evening. So, with that in mind, Auntie,
Oh, wow.
it's fucking cold. But your watch was silent, and you are starting to see like the beginning lights, starting to come off, from what you're assuming is the generalized east direction.
So I'm assuming it's daylight.
Yes.
Alright.
Either that or the blue bears are attacking.
Well, you never know.
You never know.
Just kind of looking at it, it's like, if it's starting to approach dawn, I'm going to crack the door open and let the the servants know that, hey, it's starting to be close to dawn. Could you get prepared to wake up the others?
But of course.
And I am just going to make my way to the back end and just hang my feet off the wagon and have a smoke.
Okay. It's kind of weird because you literally have like tall grass, like just basically like, I mean, given your height, like you can sitting down on the wagon, you can't see very far because like the high grass isn't even in all places, and it is about like your like head level right now, even with sitting in the back of the wagon.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird because you have like this basically like all this plant just like pushed against you, which doesn't help your coldness because between the moisture in the air and stuff, like these plants feel fucking cold.
Yeah, I'm just getting one last cigarette in before I go in.
No worries, you have it. The rest of you guys get notice that it is morning time. Some of you guys are already starting to smell breakfast. A Star, um, you get a notification that is morning, and you kind of like begin to wake up, and the kid is still there. He's kind of like like watching something. It's like on super low volume, like you can barely hear it.
The subtitles on.
No subtitles, but his
just
perception is
use-
pretty good.
Just using a super hearing to hear it.
He
It's
actually
on
doesn't have
one.
super hearing.
Morning, Damon.
Oh, morning. Breakfast? Oh, how'd you like the movies?
I really liked them.
Yeah, you didn't
Then-
see the end credit scene on the last one. You kind of fell asleep on it. It's okay. I can fast forward it to it next time.
Well, not to sleep unless someone comfy here to keep you company.
And he straight up just blushes. He's like, well, I mean, trust me, I would have slept, but you know, my energy output and levels, and you know, don't take that as an insult. I was comfortable all night. I loved it.
Just watch me sleep.
Yeah, for a while. And then I almost woke you up when I was giggling because you started drooling on my arm. Um, you looked really comfy, so I tried to stifle it.
The movies made me think about something, Damon.
Yeah.
We told each other we'd be honest with each other,
Yes.
and honestly, I'm still having trouble putting away that part of myself that was Sarah's. Of letting go of that mentality.
Which part? Like just the concept of Sarai, or because I don't think you need to give up Sarai to have me or what we have. I mean, it's a part of you. And I mean, no offense, but the stories you've told me of Sarai, I'm inspired by them. And I know that fills you with fear and stuff, but you know, we can't control everything.
More of the part where, when y'all first brought me in, you asked me if I could fight, if I knew how, if I'd be willing to, and I told you yes. And I'm starting to realize that with you, with protection, especially watching the movies last night, that being protective of someone is not just a reaction, it's action.
Yeah, after yesterday, I'm starting to realize that too. I think I need to start putting a better foot forward when it comes to acting, especially on the behalf of the people I care about.
I think I do know as well. So I want to ask you something.
Of course.
I think we need to change the way that you and I train in the afternoons.
Sure. What do you have in mind?
The way we've been training is been mostly defense, which is good. It's good. It helps me. It's a part of protection. But I need to be more active. I need to learn to make the first move, because even in war, Damon, I never made the first move.
Yeah, and
So?
to be honest, I'm just grasping making the first move. I gotta thank Scales for that. And you, obviously. You know, you definitely inspire me wanting to take action first. Um, yeah, we can work on that, definitely. And I think with you working on that,
I think it should be more of the way you trained with Frank, was it?
yes.
No shield, no armor.
Well, maybe to start, we'll keep the armor just because I do
Damn.
hit really hard.
I know.
But yes, I know what you mean, and I think we do need to do that more.
And I think I need to do something today. It might be a change.
Okay.
There's a part of myself I need to let go of. And would you still care about me if I didn't have long hair?
I mean, no offense, A-Star. Your hair is beautiful, but that's not the reason I feel the way I do about you.
I know. It's just. No offense, Damon. I mean, this isn't offensive at all. I don't know why I'm even saying that, but. You're the first person to want to court me, to ask, to want to be with me before having sex with me or having the intention to have sex with me, Damon.
Well, I mean, trust me, there is an intent. It's just I
Not
under,
all of it.
I understand that. Yeah, yes, you're right. Um,
So I'm kind of used to most of the people around me caring only about how I appear.
well, I'm sorry you had to live with so many blind people.
Thank you, Damon. Now I know you're probably starving.
I am. Yeah, yes, I am. Breakfast.
Yes, and she'll give him a kiss before she gets up.
Okay. Yeah. As you give him a kiss, like he was getting ready to leave, but it pauses, like you guys progressing down because yeah, he wants to snog on you a little bit. But you guys finish and you guys make your way down to breakfast. Anyone else doing anything special for prior to breakfast or anything?
That's usual prep, so not really.
Auntie,
I got nothing.
are you sure you're not gonna pull like Silence of the Lambs and stand in front of the mirror? Would you fuck me?
Nah, I don't even get that reference.
Really? Yeah, I feel like you should. Like after this
Quoted
game,
it. It's Silence of the
Yeah.
Lambs.
I'm gonna have to introduce you to it. Like it's such a great like reference slash meme slash like cultural
It's
thing.
actually what was Hannibal the show was based on.
Anyways, okay, so
I want to ask DM stuff. Am I suffering exhaustion? Because I remember you saying stuff before off.
you're
thing.
fucking tired. Your muscles are sore. Your leg is even sore because Snake be cold.
Snake be very
And,
cold.
and I don't know if you've ever slept in cold all night, but it does a number on your body.
No, I haven't. I have a warm, comfy bed.
Yeah. Staying in cold for a long time can make you. It can really fuck up your muscles and stuff.
I'm gonna take that as a yes then.
Yes.
Do I still get long rest though?
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
You do, but you're just that your muscles are sore. You're a little slow, and I mean between that and your leg, it's kind of basically stage 1 exhaustion at that point.
Cool. I have made note. I will sleepily
Do
go
you?
down the stairs though.
So the party meets at breakfast. There's a whole slew of breakfast stuff. I'm not gonna get into detail because I haven't had dinner yet. Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hey.
So making our way to the crossroads.
Yeah, I believe one of the guys said it was between Bedlam, the Citadel of Lara, or there was a tower as well. No, an outpost nearby.
Yeah, I think you were saying like one direction. Well, Lara should be east of us, so that means
Yeah.
to the west there's the outpost.
Yeah.
Um,
And Bedlam was probably the shortest one, I believe he said. Like it was just like literally up the road. He said.
It might be
Well,
worth going to Bedlam and resupplying.
actually, if we're out of the woods and this is the road to Bedlam, then we're technically closer to the crossroads than Bedlam.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
figured the
guesstimating.
crossroad lead. I figure crossroads would lead us to Bedlam.
No. You guys are on the road to the crossroads from Bedlam. To the north is Bedlam. To the south is the crossroads. That's what they said.
Gotcha. I gotcha. So if we backtrack out, but follow the roads, we would make it to Bedlam.
Yes.
Gotcha.
The opposite direction
that
of where
would
we're
be-
going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the kid is guessing that would maybe be. This is also as DM is no snapping. It would be like a 10 10. No, actually more than that. Quick. What's like 330 divided by 24?
No idea.
What do you think this is? A game about math?
14? Like that's
I
the
don't know.
first thing that I got.
330 divided by 24
62.
is 13.75.
13.7. So
Oh,
about
close.
about 14 days travel.
Do you mind
Take
just
that,
putting a little
calculators.
icon for exhaustion if that's a good thing for you?
Was that?
Oh, I just put a little token on my thingy.
Oh yeah,
Is-
but there's the E and then something.
Okay.
Is
One.
Bedlam the place we were
Or
at
F.
before?
Yes.
Yes.
Didn't we want to check in on them? You know, disappearing and everything?
See, I had thoughts about that because, on one hand, I would like them to know about the threat that is literally close to them. On the other hand, we didn't put our best foot forward from the get-go, and now showing up months later, completely changed. Like, I doubt they would even believe us at this point.
I mean, we have completely changed. We have proof of the story.
Sure, but what's the story?
Yeah,
All they saw was, some craziness, and then we just disappeared.
yeah.
We
And
tell
as far as,
them.
it's probably been at least months almost at this point.
I mean, the story is simple. A unicorn has died, and beast that was holding back is going to attack your town. By the way, I'm part unicorn now. Hi, how are you doing?
Auntie, that story's not simple.
That is not no.
Auntie, no
Oh.
offense. I wouldn't even believe it, and I grew up with unicorns.
Also, I don't think you're technically part unicorn. I think you're just kind of part Godwin.
Andre's kind of shrugs.
But here's kind of what I was thinking, right?
Also, the rest of you guys are noticing the change in A-Star and the kid at this point, because it's been all night and
Yeah.
changes are obvious.
Yeah, I imagine like she probably notices like. Also, we gotta talk about something else. But anyway, there's something I want to point out here. Because our kind of first goal in regards to talking to the wizard to protect town, right? Based on what the guys told me, these wizards in these towers have some sort of like authority over certain townships, right?
They seem to be in charge.
Yeah, they seem like to have like some sort of sway. So, I feel like if we were able to find the wizard first, which as I understand is in Lara, we get him somehow on our side. We could probably just tell them, hey, warn Bedlam, hey, there's these monsters coming at some point.
Well, the monsters
Oh,
are
they're from
supposed
him.
to attack the world, right? I'm sure if you tell them that, hey, these monsters are attacking the world versus one small insignificant village, then yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely telling the world part. I'm saying that they're
Because-
starting in Bedlam, like that's where
Exactly.
I will technically take note, because we were told by Albrecht to be cautious on, what information we divulge.
Mhm.
And to be fair, I don't know if we can tell much of that story without explaining a lot of other stuff.
This is true, and a train of thought. Our bargaining chip of spark powder is not there.
Gone.
And do you mind if I diverge for a little bit? It's on the topic of spark powder. The world is not supposed to know about this, according to Doc. As in, it's too powerful, right?
Yeah.
We kind of have a missing member that is fully aware of it.
Yeah.
That needs to be addressed at some point.
If
To be fair to that point, though, let's be honest, forgetting remembering stuff,
Mhm.
I don't know if it's something we have to worry about.
it's something we should worry about, though. Think about it. If
Well,
she-
I mean,
ac-
Kestra's the only one who studied it, and I only know so much about it.
but she knows that
Forgetting
it
I wrote
causes.
about it.
Kogata knows that it causes big explosions. She threw the fin herself.
I'm
If
more
you
worried
don't-
about-
If you don't mind me saying, if I was in Cricket's shoes, even with her, say, lack of intelligence, if I came across the, say, big bad wizard, I would definitely tell him.
Not
Um,
even
If-
that. That tulip she was with. She
Oh.
seems
mean-
a bit quicker on her brain than.
Well, I had a
Cheeky.
thought about that.
But I was also going to say, though, it'd be foolish not to seek an ally in the wizard that we currently see as good. We need protection for home. We've been ordered to get protection for the world from the beasts. Frantically, it doesn't matter if we have a bargaining chip or not. We need to seek an ally of this wizard.
Well,
I
that-
just
that
need
raises
to. We
the
need to
point.
figure out how.
How
I
is
know-
simple, we tell him.
Wait a second, guys. I think
talk.
there's a point I'm trying to get across. Is we only heard from Albrecht about one wizard in
Mhm.
Mavis, right? What I'm-
Well, Eladon.
Yeah.
Eladon was his wizard. Mavis. is
yeah,
the
yeah,
other
but
one.
we heard, yeah. So we heard about one plus Mavis, Eladon and Mavis. We just got told that there's others. Do we have to go to him on everything, or could we ally ourselves with another one?
That's a very good point
Hey.
because there are multiple of them. That's from what they said. Multiple towers over each like little region.
Yeah, but only two we know
True.
what they're like. What's the point of going
Sure.
to
I
a
think
third
the-
wizard if we don't know who they're like? For all
The
we know.
problem, well, that's the thing is, we have time to ask those questions.
But
I think the important.
Don't- they'll have time to ask questions as well. And some of us don't look normal. We look different.
None of us look normal.
Well, I think that's a problem we would have with any of them. But at least
Here.
let's take a moment and chance to figure it out.
I
You
think
do
the
realize-
important thing is to ally ourselves with the wizard of this region first.
Yeah, so we have
It's the re-
choices though.
It's after we've allied with this reason those choices become more apparent.
And you guys keep going on about this bargaining chip spark powder. You're forgetting the biggest bargaining chip we have.
Knowledge?
Us.
But you
We
know, I
know-
also don't want to be on a slab of, and dissected.
Not be a
points
slab
against-
and not slab and dissected, but we have knowledge of a world that they do not know. Knowledge of a time that they do not know. If
I
I know my
forgot they
wizards and spellcasters, and trust me, I do, they will love that
You mean-
knowledge.
I don't think they'd be
Yeah.
satisfied with solely that though.
Oh, trust me, they would.
How
I
do you know?
mean-
But that's the thing. You guys keep assuming a lot of the stuff. We only know a little bit about Eladon and Mavis. We have multiple choices. Why don't we go figure out what choices we actually have before deciding what we need to offer?
That's true.
You know,
Well,
Scales,
Lara-
you talk about the balance, and just the way they sound, the towers. They didn't differentiate between them. It's the tower as a group. Usually in a group, there's equal footing. So, speaking on balance, maybe I don't want to upset the balance by doing something unprepared with this situation.
Well, I think the simplest solution is we go to Lara to find information on all the other wizards. We'll probably get biased information because, they're going to ally or rally against the one of this area first. But we get a clearer picture.
I mean, I think we should do that. Like, information gathering should be the first step in any of this, because as like you guys keep talking about the information we have none about this world.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, a couple days ago, or a day ago, we didn't know that the towers even existed. And the way those bandits were reacting, it almost seemed like this was like supposed to be common knowledge. We don't
This
know the
is true.
basics.
Auntie's gonna snap. What about a library? They gotta have something to teach people there. Probably history texts.
I think we should do both, people and books.
I'm good with people.
Yeah, like I definitely think research is what we gotta do here.
So
I think
we-
before we commit to a place or a person, like, we really need to know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that.
And, like, we also got to consider other things. These are powerful magic people. I really don't want to lose the wagon.
That is very true. Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, if we have to sacrifice the wagon as a pawn, as much as it sucks, we can get by without it.
Auntie, I don't know how much money you have, but
We have none.
when I used to, that makes a lot more sense. But when I used to travel for peace treaties, places to stay were expensive. And y'all got it pretty nice here with this house you don't have to pay for. That travels.
No, it's incredibly convenient. In dire circumstance, I believe we can live, not thrive, but live without it.
Would you say this is worth on to a good maybe platinum or 2? Probably 5? Maybe even 10?
Oh, if
Probably
not
15.
more.
Yeah.
They
Pla-
made it platinum.
What for what?
the wagon.
Are you trying to actively gauge how
Yeah.
much this would cost?
Yeah.
Give me an Arcana check.
Can I get assistance to that? Because we were talking
I will
about
get
it
a
together.
separate one because you guys come from 2 very different places.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you guys are going to have
Arcana.
slightly different DCs for this one.
17.
Okay. Scales, it's hard to fucking say. You didn't deal with a lot of money and stuff
I
growing
didn't.
up, and this is a crazy thing. Auntie, this wagon would be crazy and weird, even compared to all the crazy fucked up shit you've seen in the Feywild, including all the benders on mushrooms and other drugs. It's crazy. It's fucking out there. Whatever this wagon is, and there's still secrets that you guys know that you have to unlock. There's the shell. Who knows if there's going to be anything else. There is no way to put a price tag on this wagon. Platinum doesn't even make sense for this. Like, you're talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of gold potentially.
Honestly, the price on this wagon has no upper limit.
Meaning if we did sell the wagon, we would be pretty much fine.
I don't think anyone has the money worth selling it to, except maybe a king. And even then, I
Money.
I remember. This is for your reminder, DM. Like, cause Kestrel saw the metals of it all,
Yeah.
Just on the material cost alone of what it is.
Give me an intelligence check.
No, I made the check
Yeah.
before. I remember.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Based on the material alone of what it is, and I'm saying barring no magic, it is like literally not priceable. No one has that kind of money.
honestly, this is the kind of thing that one of the Fey Queens would probably give to you if, like, your entire soul, or maybe your nuts.
So that brings up a bigger question then. Should we be taking our home into, like, all of these places?
I mean, honestly, keep it in the most basic setting possible. Maybe have some cloth or some way of hiding those symbols too. I mean, you don't want to see them.
Actually, I got a bigger question. Scales, when it's in the wagon form, because you only looked at it when it was in the metal form. If you look at it in the wagon form, does it still look like magic?
If I cast a couple of spells, I can find out. I
mean,
imagine
might
it
as well.
would. Yeah. And she'll.
Might as well walk and talk with us.
No, I'm not gonna be walking and talking. I'm probably gonna be blinded by the magic aura of it all. But, yeah.
True.
Oh,
Do you need any assistance, Gav?
no, I just need Damon. He knows the activation words.
Actually, the kid looks towards you, A-Star. He's like, oh, actually, no. This is a good time. I'm going to teach you the activation words.
And I'm just gonna come and watch because Some are leaving already.
Okay. And he grabs a piece of, boar.
That's where you coming?
And
Oh,
Scales, the kid is gonna pick you up, so you don't have to worry about travel.
okay. Auntie, before we go outside, c- c- can I borrow a beanie?
Scales.
Hmm?
And I just said, of course, Scales. Here.
She sticks her hands in the beanie. She's wearing it basically like a pom-pom glove.
Kid's like holding you at this point, and he looks over at this and looks back over. Hey, maybe two, Auntie, as he points towards the top of her head.
You know when I was at home, I kind of picked ones to patch your color palettes, right?
Hmm?
Of course, I was going to pick multiple colors, and well, actually, to be fair, um, Castro, your color palette kind of changed, and so did your Scales. Kind of matched the more yellowy, but here. Yeah, I give color appropriate beanies to everyone who wants one, except for A-Star, because I didn't know you.
I'll just take my goggles back if you don't mind, Auntie.
Oh, of course.
You give the kid the beanie, and he looks towards you, and he says, "Oh, thank you, Auntie." And he looks towards A-Star and looks outside, and the chill air is still coming through. He's gonna be like, "Here, actually, I think you need this more than me." And he kind of puts it on your head, A-Star.
Well, I mean, that is only... I have spare of mine.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it is kind of her colors now.
Not wrong. 1, 2, 3.
I just put my infantry 2 leather beanies.
So, A-Star, you now have a beanie.
Hey, I'm going to offer just one of the regular pink ones to the kid.
Yeah.
Sorry, the rest were pink. I only picked one of your guys' colors. And Kurgetin's, but that rat kind of took it.
I mean, it's fine. And he kind of like moves his arm and hand across the beanie, Auntie, and you see that the color on it changes. A trick that he picked up from you and Scales.
Yeah.
Marking off 4 beanies. See, I'm keeping track. I now have 10 beanies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep at it.
Wait.
Oh, I Scales, you
1,
took 2?
2,
Yeah.
3,
She's-
4, 5.
Alright, it's 9.
Yeah, she has a glove one and a hat one. Yeah.
9 beanies.
She will stick the
okay.
leather one. No, she will have the leather one on her. On her hands. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the kid's gonna take you out.
Mhm.
And you're able to cast detect magic if you would like.
I shall do so.
Looking at the wagon,
Mhm.
no, none.
Wait, none.
You go around to the back and you see the shimmer from the door. That is it.
Which form is it in at the moment?
The wagon.
I always forget which one's which.
Wagon's regular one.
I know, but to me, wagon. There's cart, wagon, and
Yes, I'm saying
Fancy.
wagon.
I know.
Wagon
my brain's trying to.
Sick wagon.
My
is,
brain.
it's the covered wagon.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to figure out because my
Yes, so
brain
I get
struggles.
that. Just make that wagon in your brain.
Yes.
That is wagon. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Covered wagon. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Then he's going to teach you A-Star, the command words. They are just basically celestial words for home, just slightly variations of it. Like one's kind of like humble home, the other one is kind of like celestial for a loftier home, and then home for use and stuff like that. And each one switches it from a very fancy carriage to the wagon, the cart, and then back to its normal form. And Scales, as you're going through there, when it is not in the metal form,
Mhm.
it does not appear magical unless you're looking at the door.
Mhm.
And when it's in the cart, it only appears magical when the illusion is up.
But you can turn the illusion off.
Yes.
Alright, so I do got 2 things though. Because I assume Scale's relaying all this, right?
I was about to RP that, but
Sorry.
sure. No, she was literally just about to say, it's like, yeah, fancy carriages are a no-go if we're going to hide, but as long as the, say, covered wagon is covered up, we can't see the door, then I can't tell. And for the cart, as long as the illusion of the crates ain't there, can't see. That's surprising, actually.
The little latch on the cart though you can see.
Oh.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah.
The latch, though, I can tell, so...
Basically, where the entry to the house is, you can see the magic
Yeah.
from that.
Okay.
Question,
So-
because I
Hang on.
Sorry.
So the covered one would be theoretically easiest. It's not foolproof, but it's the easiest one to make out.
Part
Yeah, did we close
itself,
the door?
though, is
DM, is the door open right now?
It closes while it's shifting form.
Okay, so it's been closed, but like she still sees the door as a magic then.
Yes, the door is
Yeah.
fucking super magical.
Okay. Okay, yeah. So, because like, okay, so it looks like, yeah, like you said, the magic from the door itself, even if it's closed, is still emanating.
Yeah.
What if we cover it up?
It will take a lot to cover it up.
What about one of those big giant crates we got?
Yeah, all the crates and the board and stuff.
Well, if
I
you
mean,
give me
it could
one moment,
theoretically work.
if I give me one moment to look at my spell, because there's something specific. We would need, at the very least, either a foot of stone, an inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
We used to have 4 feet of stone.
Well, jokes aside, so what about boxes filled with vegetables, mushrooms, herbs,
I-
and
I don't think
Board.
I don't think that would cover it.
I mean,
we
we
can
could
literally
try.
pull. Yeah, we could literally try that.
No,
I
I,
mean-
I was
Yeah, we can
I was
look.
reading the spell description. It doesn't say anything
Sure.
about that.
DM is sure, but you also don't know. Those are the things you know.
I know. I was just saying.
I imagine, depending on the consistency of what you're putting in, you ever try to look at light behind a veil? It probably look like that. Less noticeable instantly.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the box ready.
Kid,
Hey,
Kid will help you with that. He'll set scales like on the next to the cart, like in the driver's part of it. And it's weird going in the house with the cart formation because it's like you kind of have to like, because it's the ladder down, and then like once you go down, once your body's in the house, like the gravity shifts. But after a couple times going through it, you get used to it.
How I
But
would do that is I would literally just jump into it.
do you attempt to jump into it?
Oh God.
Can I just say I did at least once?
Sure. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics check with disadvantage because there's shifting gravity, and this is the first time you've done it.
5.
Okay, you fall on your ass and fall ass over tea kettle. You're like, ooh, that's gonna be a little sore in the morning. You don't take damage, but you gather that it might not be the safest bet, like if you want to remain safe, to jump through.
Yeah, I was just hoping
Very
the door to the hallway wasn't open. Otherwise, you just go flying.
Now, eventually, the shifting gravity stops the forward momentum, but you still have that forward momentum.
That's true. Yeah.
So, like, there's like you're basically small shot put it into the foyer.
The worst part is I kind of want to make the foyer a bowling alley now.
And talk to scales.
No. Just.
but-
no.
After a few moments, you guys are able to, like get all the boxes and stuff, and some of your guys' supplies. You guys got the 2 crates, plus a lot of boar and stuff like that. You guys also got the, sacks and stuff that the bandits had. So, I mean, with all of that, you guys can't fill the entirety of the cart, but a good chunk of the cart is like 3/4 of it is filled.
Okay.
Does it look like we're low on supplies or decently supplied?
You're not like fully stocked, like it's not overflowing or anything like that. But I mean, there's a sizable amount of stuff here.
Question, DM. Has that been more than 10 minutes?
Moving everything out probably would have been yes, because they would have had to pull it out of storage. Some of it was in cold storage, and
Okay.
yeah, so it would have been a few minutes.
Let me know when to cast a spell again. I can only keep this up for so long.
Okay.
Kid like looks over. We're done.
Okay. Does it again.
Okay. I need you to roll me a perception check.
No. Eh. Eh. 10.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Well, I'll be damned. Good job.
Unless you climb on top. If you climb like right on top of where the door is, you can see the faint glimmer coming through the stuff.
I
But if
imagine
you're
she.
going from the sides and the back, you can't see it.
Okay.
Makes sense because there's not if there's not a light on top, probably
Yeah.
seeing the raw organic stuff instead of the
Yeah.
thick wood.
Yeah, but Scott's go. Yeah, depending on the angle you can't see it, but also depending on the angle you can.
What angle can you see it?
Top.
Hmm.
Again, none of these are really foolproof.
Yeah.
The best one, personally, I think, is the covered one, but that's only because, one, it's covered. Two, they would have to climb into the, say, back of the wagon in order to see the door. And then at that point, you know, they've already, you know, they're just there.
Well, how about we
Hey.
change into the covered wagon then, real quick?
Yeah, I mean, if you can't look at it from above and the box still fits.
I'm gonna say just for simple knowledge sake, if it's the wagon, then you're dealing with a door. You can't really cover it up. It's a door.
Mm,
It's a
gotcha.
bigger, longer area. When it's in the cart, that latch is at the bottom, like at the bed of the wagon.
Oh,
what I'm
okay. I
saying?
think I understand what you're saying, yeah.
So,
So, is this the nicer one that you're talking about? The
No, this is just the cart. This is not the carriage.
so this is the trader's one.
Yes.
yes, this is
Okay.
something that we have a button on the side to make it look like we have trading goods.
I would also like to add, though, people aren't going to randomly detect magic on a car that's carrying
This is
this
true.
couple of trade goods. As long as, you know, they don't see us actively walk into the cart and then disappear into the other dimension, they have no reason to suspect there's magic there in the first place.
Now, here's something to think about. Breaking into parties, I've seen people check others for magic, and what if the guards, knows magic and tries to see if there's anything hiding? Sure, if we have the cart as it is, we know the supplies. We know it's a little obscured. But I don't think we have a drape in the back to cover the door.
Do we have anything else magic?
There is actually a drape on the door itself. Auntie, you would know that.
Well, I'm a dumbass, so
Yeah, as mentioned previously with the description of the door, there's drapery kind of like adorning the side of it.
dude, that was like so long ago.
What I would suggest is going in box standard normal, show no suspicion, because again, there's no point putting up the illusion because we actually have trade goods. They can do their thing sorted. Once we get into said town, we'll just require some metal. The metal
Well,
will be enough to block it.
My question, okay? Let's say we go, we're getting checked out by a cart. If a guard walks to the back here, sees a curtain covering something, how likely is it going to be for him to ask to move it? And how likely on top of that is it for him to see magic?
Bigger question is if they have detect magic and they think they can see magic and they're gonna be just walking around the wagon to check for it, would they even see it? Scales didn't.
Yeah.
Why would they climb on top? Scales only did
True.
it because it's Scales and she owns this.
And like the thing is, like basically, nothing is going to be foolproof. But the whole point is not to set suspicion, so they won't search further.
Yes.
I think the basic cart with the goods is the least suspicious.
Most
And
guards don't care that much. They don't get paid enough for the jobs. At
they're
least
also
from
not
my
smart.
experience.
Yeah, they're also not smart enough to know magic. They might know a little cantrip at most.
Well,
I mean, are they?
yeah, to be
we-
fair, this is the walls to the kingdom. We don't know
On
what
top-
kind of security they have.
On
Then-
top of that, we've also been gone for thousands of years. How will we know magic's not super common now? And only dumb bandits don't have it.
Do we have any other magical items that we could maybe put in the front that if they did that, it would go off with one thing and then they would just ignore the other things?
Question DM, what type of magic did I detect? Was it just the atypical so much magic I wasn't able to tell, or was there any specifics in there?
I believe it's conjuration.
Okay,
Let me double check, but it was a specific school.
okay.
Give me a moment. Uh, yeah, it's conjuration.
Yeah. From what I understand, this wagon is conjuration based. We do have some magical items, yes, but none of that school.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah,
even
before
if
we
we
give you-
was to put magic items there, it would just make a mess.
I mean,
Before we continue
If-
further, are we done with like just demonstrations of the cart? Because it is cold, and I know some of you guys have problems with the cold.
scales?
I'm fine here. As
Huh?
as I've
Okay.
mentioned before, actually, I just realised something. All of these were at disadvantage. Oh well, I've been rolling poorly anyway. But no, what was I gonna say? If we keep it as
I
a
got it. Wait, I got it. Auntie, you're gonna be wait. Who's gonna be outside of the cart?
I think
I was
they
thinking. Oh god.
said me.
Okay. If the guards need assistance, I can fool them.
How?
I'm sorry, Damon, but you're not the best at saying.
No. That's the thing. I don't have to lie.
Talking
Well,
about
that's fine.
bluffing, lad.
Okay, wait. Sort of. I'm just. It's a smart. Okay. You said it's conjuration, right?
Yeah.
Auntie, make the hand.
Jazz hands.
No. The magical hand.
Jazz hands with a magical hand.
That's conjuration. They want to go check the thing. You used. I can, if I want, I can focus and have borrow the knowledge of that spell that day. And when the guards are curious or doing the check, I could be like, "Ooh, mage hand, let me lift up this lid for you to show what's in here." Then they would see, conjuration magic, and they're like, "Oh, that's why we sense it."
One issue with that, I like it. Don't get me wrong. One issue with that. They would see the magic on the hand, and they might see the magic, also down there. It's a better idea than fooling. Or works for fooling.
I think it's a good enough distraction that they'll probably pass if they see that.
I mean,
It-
it's better than most of the things we've thought of so far.
Honestly, I
It's
just
a
think you guys
car-
are all overthinking it.
Oh my
though.
gosh, I think I even got a better idea than that.
Okay.
Scales,
Hmm?
use the detect magic on A-Star's shield.
Does she still have the shield?
Oh, I see what you're saying, lad.
Yes, she still has it.
Okay.
Because Auntie said that she was going to continue that drawing until it wasn't needed again.
Okay.
And yes, it's conjuration magic.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say I'll cast it and be like,
Oh,
Yeah.
it's still up.
oh, it's still up? Okay, thank you for that. I was hoping not to do all my spell slots today on
No,
detect
you guys were
magic.
just having a short little talk. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
still have like a minute or so left on it.
Then yeah, keep it on the shield. If you don't wear your shield, so to speak, and leave that over the top,
Back.
there you go.
Yeah.
Or Auntie just draws a magical box and we put stuff in it and say it's a special box in our family.
I mean, you're not wrong. That is probably the fastest.
Because we could hand them the lid and everything, and it would be like, see, look, it's conjuration, and they're like, oh, it's just a magical
all
box.
magic.
That's fair, yeah.
And they'll see if we put that box, the drawn box, over the latch, they'll assume that the bottom of the box is the latch. The magic from that.
Hiding it with magic,
Mhm.
basically.
And, not a lying magic, just obvious magic.
And
Yeah.
filling it with various trades goods. If you're able to add a merchant symbol on it on the side, perhaps it adds more to the merchant facade.
Do you know a merchant symbol? Well,
Yeah, that's the other question because we don't know any.
No,
Yeah.
we make our
I
own.
What
mean-
if we're our own merchant?
Yeah, we're merchants, remember?
I mean, what about Damon's symbol?
I mean, we could do that, but bigger question: where are we merchants from?
home.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a very vague answer. Aldi. People-
That hasn't worked at all.
Simple.
How about?
Bedlam. It's
Oh,
the one place
What
that
if
they
they're
know
from
that exists.
We do know it's an outpost city. Like, not a lot of stuff gets there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
true. And also, just saying, we came from Bedlam is true. That's where we last were.
Yeah, that's true.
I wouldn't have the question of where's home, for example, because home is, as Damon put it, a fake place. Bedlam is a local area which they know for 100% exists.
Hmm.
There's also not a lot of people going to Bedlam, so they may not necessarily know everyone that's there.
I mean, so if they say it's going to take a little bit for them to be like, okay, but you know you're from Bedlam, sure, but where were you originally from?
No,
but
no,
then
you
you
just
could
say-
just like throw sand in their eye and run away.
Or we just say we're from Bedlam.
Yeah.
Literally,
Well,
yeah.
that makes it
No.
a bit of a lie, and I'm worried about the boy.
Again,
I mean, we
let's-
did come from Bedlam Village.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a white lie, so to speak.
It's better just to not think about it as a lie and also not to further explain,
Yeah.
because that's what people pick up on. Like
Ooh,
when
I
you
got
just
it.
say-
Ooh.
What?
Auntie, and he's gonna like focus and send you an image in the back of the store and on the pipe and a few other locations. In Bedlam Village, in the the little general store, you see a symbol. And it's of like a figure of a person like holding like a giant brick of bronze. And you see this image from like a few different angles on a few different items. And the kid looks at you and he's like, "That was from Grimdor's place.
Actually, that's
We could be a bronzeback merchants."
Actually, that's another thing we can do. I can make myself look like the fairy fella himself.
Well, then that would kind of undo like the whole magic stuff and magic search.
No,
Yeah.
actually,
You'd be
yeah, good
glowing
point.
magic.
Good point.
know.
Yeah, good. Fair enough.
Now this
Fair enough.
this idea, it's technically air quote true, but I'm also now really just kind of wanting to be a merchant for him. Maybe we could send a letter.
Well, how?
Gotta return there eventually, right? You know, evil
Oh,
spirits.
I
and
thought you meant
everything.
like before we get to like.
Why don't we
You
work
know,
about
later
getting
on.
a job from him after we've, done our
Survived?
stuff? Yeah, yeah.
Just saying, like, we have no gold. We don't know how many adventures
Yeah, that's what I
we're
was
going to
saying.
find.
We also have stuff to sell, guys. Like, don't forget that.
And we
Yeah.
all have stuff to do.
Thinking about future things.
Think about
And
the
if, you
future
know-
after we've done our own stuff.
If there isn't any telltale of anything, something tells me some things are just gonna happen around us. As the DM winks.
What do you
Insert
mean?
plot
We're just
point.
we're just a bunch of common people. What's gonna happen to us?
Dragon explodes.
Forgetting comes back.
Yeah. There's a Tarask just in the corner of the side panel now. Oh.
You just hear the T-Rex screech.
No, the Godzilla shriek.
Hmm.
Okay. So the kid kind of looks around. So, bronzeback merchants.
The answer is a solid idea. Nice job, kid.
Okay. I'm gonna have to work on that. We're the bronzeback merchants.
Mhm.
Bronzeback merchants.
From
We
Bedlam.
are new bronzeback merchants because it
No,
only
no, no,
just
no, no.
happened.
No, just,
No,
again, stop
just-
adding to it.
I
Just-
know.
Oof. A-Star, is it fine if you do the talking?
Yeah, I guess I can do the talking.
Okay. I think it might be best if I'm just the silent help.
Russell.
Yeah.
Can I be the
Speaking of
pet snake?
silent,
Can I be the pet snake?
Yes.
Yay.
speaking of silent, Auntie, you're just gonna have to be silent, buddy. I'm sorry.
Well,
I mean, you know that's not going to happen.
also question Scales. When you transform, is that magic?
DM, is that magic?
You don't know. It's. I mean, it's
Oh.
I
not hopefully
remember-
natural.
I mean,
Uh,
she
and-
looks like a snake. She feels like a snake.
Let's
Does
just.
it taste like a snake?
There's
I don't know, I
technically
haven't
one
figured
way
it
that you
out.
can figure it out.
No. There's so many stuffs happening and people are talking. How do I find out?
Detect magic. You know, you can't use it while. I mean, technically, you can't cast it while in snake form, but there's nothing stopping you from casting it and then turning into a snake, remaining concentration, and looking at your own tail.
Give me a moment. And she'll do all of that. Never actually had to figure it out before. Like, I've always I've always done this. I never actually checked. Yeah. And
There is
you
a
just
slight-
see it, like, spin around chasing a tail.
There is a very, very faint magical aura.
You be fair though.
and I'm-
Never mind.
Haven't said it. What magical aura is it?
Kind of transmutation.
Okay.
I think it's transmutation. What's polymorph? I think
I don't know.
polymorph's transmutation.
Transformation.
Transmutation.
Transmutation.
There's so many stuff, whether it's a natural transformation, whether it's a magical transformation. Generally don't
Homo
know.
alchemist,
I mean-
probably.
Transmutation.
Adam,
that
she
means
she
it
still
makes
hasn't
it-
she hasn't said anything yet.
Yeah, and just hold on a second.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, and you know what? Go ahead and just so that this question, because it's been brought up. Auntie and Scales, go ahead and roll an Arcana check.
Yay! Question?
21. Actually, no, not 21, 14.
14.
Yeah.
Auntie, 24.
Yay!
There are
Yay.
lots of creatures, Auntie, that you know of that transform, and it's a natural thing, but it's rooted in magic. There aren't a lot of transformation states that that you know of that aren't that are natural. You get what I'm saying?
Unless you're a butterfly, magic's involved.
A lot of times, yeah. I mean, there are like the rare occasions of it, like like you were told at one point at like you read in some book, like certain curses and stuff does not appear as magic, like
Mhm.
lycanthropy. But there are a lot of transformations that if it is a polymorph transformation, yeah, it's magic.
But after
Hey,
chasing a
oh,
tail
oh.
a bit, she will unshift and be like, huh, turns out I am magical. I should have known. Get her clothes back
To
on.
be
So-
fair,
Because as you will read in your shape changer, you can use your action to polymorph into a medium snake.
Yeah.
so to be fair though, even with that little bit of magic on you, it's not common. Things in nature do change and have residue of magic.
These
on
are
them.
not natural things that I'm talking about. You would even understand that. Even from your weird Feywildness, it's not natural.
Oh, never mind. It's not natural.
I mean, do you
reverse
know a
all
lot
that.
of bears that just go rawr? Now I'm a doggy.
One.
One.
Yeah. So
So wait, I just thought of something. So transformation can be detected as magic. Scales, do I look magical?
Do I need to cast it again, DM?
No.
Okay.
You still
I
have it
think
on.
it's still be up.
Does he look
And,
magical?
no.
No, you're all natural.
I mean, there's the glow coming from his bag of holding, but that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's right.
What
But-
about the rest of us? Just a quick glance.
Quick glance at everyone.
Ooh. That's a big question.
Figure it would be, so I'm like,
I'm-
why not get this
I'm
question
gonna
out of the way?
say no.
Okay. Actually, though, that does bring up a point. She will look at herself humanoid, and is she magical?
No.
Okay, so if we all stay with our 2 legs, we're all good.
Hmm.
Okay, so next question. So me, A-Star, and Kestra are still going to be the people to go through.
Yeah.
We're traders.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I need to strain pull the cart.
Hmm.
A-Star is going to do most of the talking,
Yep.
and Kestrel, you're just extra hired protection.
Pretty much, yeah.
Cool beans. I
But
think we got our.
I'm making sure
Um,
Auntie does not get out the wagon.
Yeah.
I
And Auntie, you
want
make
to.
sure Scales doesn't get out of the wagon.
That's a good point. I do want to point something out though.
What?
Reason you guys were up front is because, well, you look the most air quote normal. You
And I really had
You-
to be out there to move it.
Yeah.
true, but you two are kind of looking more Godwin-esque.
Yeah, you guys do look different. I was gonna bring that up later, but I guess it didn't have time, Zanny.
I mean, it's factoring in now.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna stand down no matter where we go.
Well,
I-
I'm not asking about that. I'm more asking what happened to you two.
Kid kind of just shrugs his shoulders, like, the circle of life.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. We all kind of look more, samey. Like we fit. Like we don't look as weird when we're standing next to each other. I mean,
I prayed to Damon, and I don't know. I have these things now.
I mean,
Yeah, you do kind of look like him a little bit more now.
I
So,
mean-
did you kind of approaches him a bit? Did you form some sort of pact, or how?
Well, it was different. I'm still trying to figure it out.
you know how I mentioned that we got a cleric in the religion now?
Yeah, I remember that briefly before. something else happened.
There we go. That's your guys' connection.
Well, she's also more than that.
But you haven't really even explained to me.
Oh, well, I was actually talking about the more than that.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
the other thing. We should probably tell them that part too.
Oh.
You know, confidence and all that.
Yeah. You got your bells on?
We should probably bring that up too. And he kind of like grabs your hand and kind of lifts it up. We're a thing now.
Oh, okay.
Congrats.
Right, yeah.
Thank you. And as far as the other stuff goes, I have no idea. We're still trying to figure stuff out. I mean, I'm still trying to get a grasp of all the stuff with Scales and Auntie too.
Hmm.
I don't know. I don't know how the words for it. I mean, a lot of your guys' magical information is like flooding through my head lately, and there's a lot I'm still trying to piece together. But
And I mean, he had wings yesterday, so
Wait, what?
oh yeah, I had
full-on dragon wings. It was pretty fucking
Wait.
cool.
You neglected to tell me that, Damien.
yeah, I mean, again, I didn't see it. And I still can't, and he's kind of like flexing his shoulders, and he's like,
Minor illusion, dragon rings on his back. Something like that?
with minor illusion, they're little tiny little dragon wings.
Yes, I know.
Um,
Yeah, but the
Acer, you're like,
They were kind of bigger than that, Scouse. Like,
I can't make it any bigger,
big.
sorry.
And like,
well, why don't you just make a small mini me with the proportion wings?
I mean, I could, yeah, but this was funny.
Well, here.
And
he's
she'll
like-
do it. Right, me too.
And then he sends you the image of what A-Star sent him. So telephone.
Yeah, telephone, minor illusion, everyone sees.
Wow. So is that a one-time thing, or can you actually do that again?
I haven't been able to again.
I'm not surprised you were all shocked. We all thought it was a pile of fire. It was bound to happen sooner or later.
I mean,
Just-
I
Just don't
figure-
count on them because I can't figure out how I did it.
Do you think he'll grow a tail?
Oh, I should also point that out as he like reaches towards his forehead.
I'm gonna-
Oh,
A-Star's gonna touch the nubbins.
Yeah, he's gonna like, with A-Star's help, kind of like move apart his hair, and his hair is long, guys. Like after his last growth, like it's not just his body that grows; his body hair also grows with it. So his hair is like past his shoulder blades at this point, like way past it. And he kind of like just separates it with a little bit of help from A-Star, and you guys see two little nubbins on the top of his head.
I guess you're getting horns too, I guess, as well? Guess we're just gonna eyeballs it.
I guess.
It was a bit of a shock when I saw it too.
I
I
still
mean, they're
don't know
really
why
small
you're.
still.
I still don't know why you're shocked. It's kind of obvious why.
I mean, I'm trying to support him, you know, not make him think it's weird or anything.
But that's what's
Try
making
s-
it weird by acting like it's a surprise.
More so trying to be like, ooh, cool, awesome, you know?
I'm glad you guys think it's cool, because I was a little worried at first.
You look fine.
Well, I mean, as long as I keep the hair like this, you can't even see them.
If you headbutt
I
someone,
think-
it'll really, really hurt.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's definitely a true thing. Yeah.
Probably would.
Also, is it me or does your hair look a bit more shinier?
Yeah, and I should also, and he kind of pulls the hair back from his ears and shows you his now elven ears.
Oh. Hey, your ears are more elven than mine.
Actually, they're relatively close.
Really?
Yeah,
alright.
because of how drow females are, they tend to have the kind of more elongated ears than the males, and even with your half, like to your standard elf, yeah, they're pretty closer to elf than half elf now.
So rephrase then.
Yeah,
Yours are
sorry.
like mine now.
You guys have both
Oh.
kind of reached an equal medium.
I figured.
So, I'm just gonna point out, if we come across people that are racist against elves, apparently I'm the best bet still.
I mean, what
I
about
mean-
me? I don't have pointy ears.
Actually, we
Yes,
haven't
but you're
really
young
looked at
too.
your ears, and he kind of like focuses a moment, and he goes over to you, Auntie, and he's like, "Oh my gosh!" His eyes go wide as he's looking at your ears.
Don't tell me
God.
they're gone. Or don't tell me they're big. Ugh.
No, they're exactly the same. And then he goes back over to his plate and starts eating food.
Are we inside the wagon now?
I figured. It's
Yeah.
fucking cold.
It is
Walked
cold.
and
I'm sure the
talked.
party just was like, "Ugh, let's get in here.
These guys are probably
So
nice
much in-
sneezing every 2 minutes.
So, yeah. If that's it, we just, like, continue moving the cart down south.
He's just failing with her ear right now.
Yeah, it's exactly the same, Auntie.
You see her kind of like elongating it with her fingers, just like thinking about it.
It
Man,
does remind me.
I feel left out.
Uh,
You should all get
Auntie.
some scales. Hmm.
I mean, I point at Acer and the kid.
Yeah,
They
keep in
kinda
mind,
do,
Aesar does not have scales. Just to be
but
clear.
scale markings.
Yes, they have the appearance and look and stuff of tattoos, basically.
That's why I said they kind of do.
Should have
Yeah,
like
it's
full body scales. Like actual scales at that.
I mean, Aestar, did you want to?
Have full body scout.
I mean, I don't think we're gonna need anything else with your spell slots today.
Probably best to no. If you're trying to get into town super fine.
I mean, we're
We
traveling
got
today.
plenty of days, yeah.
Yeah.
We got spells to burn. Unless we're attacked by a boar again.
Well, that does bring up a good point. Aesar, do you have your magic back, like fully?
She had her magic before.
I mean, but like she kept on saying like she couldn't change spells or something like that.
I couldn't. Basically, when I lost connection with Sarai, everything that I had done the day before was all I could do.
Okay.
So, I kind of felt a change yesterday. Like I can change if I wanted to. I mean, I haven't, and I learned new things. I learned new things. I showed Damon last night. I can read.
Yay, nice.
I can read and write.
And scales. Guess what language it is? And then at the
Abyssal?
last part of that sentence, he says in Draconic. Guess what language it is in Draconic?
Yeah. Huh. And she'll say, "Welcome to the club, Star Indraconic."
She'll say back, thank you, Endraconic.
So is
As
it only
you guys are all
Draconic?
just watching them like just talk Draconic at this point.
So
I don't
is
know,
it?
I feel a little bit smarter, but like, I only know Draconic. I mean, I still can't read anything else, but I can read. I can read a book now.
Well, give me a
Oh, yeah.
day. Give me a day, and I'll
Can you
change the
change the
books.
library to
I will. I will.
yeah.
Scouse, also, if you don't mind, there was something I kind of wanted to do today as she touches her long hair.
Yes.
My hair was something that connected me to Sarai, and it was a proponent of peace, and that's not who I am anymore. And I kind of want it gone.
You want to shave your head?
No.
Wait, are we having a haircut day?
Right.
Because
Are you asking
because
me to
Auntie's
cut your
hair is
hair?
super long too.
I don't know. Your hair looks so nice. I just assumed you did it.
He just kind of looks at Damon like, "Am I allowed?" Like,
Well, I mean, to be fair, and he looks at the servants.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could arrange it. I don't know if you have to do it, Scales.
Or at least if they cut my hair, could you be there with me?
I mean,
'Cause
yeah, I'll be there, yeah.
Because just as a point of order,
Mm-hmm.
both Scales and Auntie and the kid, you guys have a lot longer hair than just a couple weeks ago because of your both of your transformations.
Oh, yeah.
So
I know.
If we're doing that, Kestrel, you were talking
Yes?
about spa day. Why not just hair,
That's true.
spa, work on ourselves?
I still don't
I
understand
have
your
had it
guys'
done
a
before.
spa day. Is that
and
you
the
just...
kid messes with his hair a little bit. Hey, Star, do you think I need a haircut?
That's up to you, Damon. I think it looks fine the way it is, but if you want to change it, that is up to you.
Well, that doesn't help much. But thank you.
If it helps, I'm keeping my hair long just because it's really cold. It helps.
This is the first time I had hair before, so I'm just gonna keep it as it is for now.
Okay.
Well, I could use a change.
Mohawk?
You're not too far off, actually.
I'm telling you, just shave the sides. That's it.
I will probably
Well, it's my plan, actually.
point out the servants aren't hairdresser people. They'll probably just cut it in, no extra stylizations or anything.
How long do you guys do haircuts to catch lots of ghosts?
We can perform the task, but keep in mind our limited ability. We were not particularly trained to be stylists, but we have the knowledge and the tools.
So there's nothing too crazy then.
Basically, yes.
Okay.
I mean, are you able to what? I was just about to say, can you give me a number 2 on the sides and back? Like a real hairdresser, but I was like, how do I say this? Just a close cut on the sides.
Oh, like all of it, Auntie. Like just a 3-foot mohawk.
More draped over like a curtain.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's cool too.
I still like the flowiness.
As the kid is sending you mental images of what he was thinking of, just like, to like play on the unicorn, just like a whole bunch of like really long mohawk spikes.
Well, in that case, if we're going like the unicorn route, you could have just gotten the mohawk, literally just pouring out of your hair.
What I was thinking is,
Well, I was also mostly joking.
I was thinking sides and have it brushed back like a mane. The horse's mane. It's going to be poofy. That's kind of how my hair goes.
Also, keep in mind it's winter, or winter is coming.
Hence
I
why I'm
mean-
keeping mine long.
I mean, this is kind of weird, but think of it like unicorn here because it is shiny. We could make something warm with it with how much I got here.
I mean, if you want to make a pillow out of it, I mean, that's good for you.
No, I mean, Scales, you're freezing, right?
I'm freezing. I don't think I'm that freezing though.
Guess I'm just gonna chuckle.
She's just gonna just walk off at this point. Huddle up to the like.
Which is more like a slow wobble.
There's a slow wobble to like the I know, just to the sitting room. She's just gonna pull out a book and start reading. God, thank God.
Watching, I'm like, I don't see the big deal. I once had like an entire shirt made out of like worm poop. You know, the string they shoot out of thing?
So, maybe we could hold off on the spot, full spa day for now.
Probably.
Just do haircuts for those who need it. And I think I'll just keep mine for now, because let's be honest, like, between the ritual, the forge I was trying to make, and other times, I blow up a lot. So I feel like a haircut might just happen eventually anyways.
May I make a suggestion? What about we braid it back? You know, have it out of your sight, so if you blow up again, it doesn't singe as much.
I mean, I
I
keep
could
it back anyways.
Braid it for you, Damon. If
I
that's
mean-
what you want.
I've never had braids in my hair.
I think they will look amazing on you.
I just worry that I move around a lot real quick. Like, what if it whipped around and smacked me in the face?
You smack other people with it.
I don't know if I
Hey,
have
yo,
the
whip
skills
attack.
for that.
Just don't laugh.
I have a feeling I would end up hitting myself with it more than other people.
Probably.
Damon, I also have to mention I don't like how you're implying that you're going to eventually get hurt again.
To be fair, he probably is. Goes back to reading book.
To be
I know
fair, we
he probably is. I
all
just
will.
don't like thinking about it.
You probably should start thinking about it.
Well, again, A-Star, you'll be there to watch my back. And, I'm not defenseless as you watch as his entire body gets covered in scales.
I know that. You
So,
just make me worry way too much.
I know.
hey,
And
sir,
I'll continue to make sure you don't have to worry. And work on that.
Mhm.
hey, sir, back when we were back in home, there was something we had to learn. It's not about going down, it's about how many times you get back up.
And I get up a lot. Because I go down a
And-
lot.
As someone
And-
who watched everyone who ever loved her in her entire
I know. I'm not
life,
gonna joke about this anymore. I'm sorry, that was insensitive. I thought,
you're fine, Damon. You're fine. It's okay.
Skirts is just gonna peek up ahead. He's like, Asa, you really should just stop worrying about it. You're gonna cause him concern worrying about this so much. Have faith in the person that's been blown up in the face multiple times and still lived. How about
Or,
that?
also have faith in your new deity?
the kid just face palms, takes a bite of food. 'cause
She's
he-
just gonna
he put
touch
that
him on the side of the
inflection.
face. She's gonna touch Damon on the side of the face, like 2 days, please. I'm just not getting hurt. Can I have that?
I mean, I didn't get
Well,
hurt
I
for the
had
last,
10.
11 days.
I mean, that's
Progress.
very true.
Progress, right?
Mhm.
Very much progress.
I mean, did you see
I
those
think
guys
that's
shoot
the
their arrows
longest
at
he's
me?
gone.
Like, they just kind of bounced off.
I mean, and how about this? Every day you don't get hurt, we can watch one of the Revengers movies.
Ooh.
Ooh, at this rate, we're probably going to run out before the crossroads. But there's other stuff I would like to show you as well. Oh,
Plus, I mean,
there's these things called documentaries. They're so great.
we wrote one.
That one never came out. Oh, at least we haven't seen it yet.
I mean, when we go back home, it'll be there.
To be fair, we also didn't get like the proper interviews and stuff done. Like,
Yeah.
we just literally said we wanted to make one.
Well, we sent them our notes and stuff.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I had a little bit of a script going.
to be fair, did you see the notes we sent?
Yeah, they were very contradictory.
And like some of it was just like horses are real mofos. So like thank you for that input, Scales.
I drew a natural autonomy of a horse.
She
Sure.
Actually, I'm kind of worried because I think that means she's decided one.
They are really delicious.
Horse is delicious.
Yeah, they get it by.
Oh,
You have to
let
make
those
it in the
horses
right
go
way.
yesterday. Kid is seriously regretting not trying horse now.
Scales would just get up, and she's already told the butler at this point to prepare, like, to get a horse for dinner. It's like, I got you sorted.
Yes. But I should probably start moving the wagon. Kestra,
Yeah.
if you're not doing anything, you wanna help scout and stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You know, I've never been a fan of horse. It just runs right through me.
The kid sighs as he's walking out the door.
Guess we'll just continues to go outside.
And this is why, Auntie, you're staying inside the wagon.
Come on, people love me.
Scouse.
Mm-hmm.
Dave and I made a few rules last night. And
Okay.
technically it's not a lie if there was no deception needed. I want to cut my hair for a lot of reasons. And one of it is because I need to cut away that part of myself.
Okay. I figured.
I didn't protect you yesterday, Scales, and I feel bad about it. Because I tried to do what I've always done, and then when I got here, you asked me if I could fight, and I told you yes, and then yesterday it came down to it, and I couldn't, and...
Don't worry about it, I deserved that.
No one deserves that, Scarab.
Oh, trust me,
You
I
didn't
do.
look good.
Eh.
But I was thinking about doing something, and from what you've told me of your past, you know more not to bring up bad memories of sacrifices and rituals.
Yeah.
I was thinking about sacrificing my hair. Like, giving it as an offering. I don't know, like, burning away the past to welcome in the new.
I can work something with that, maybe.
Think we could do that?
Yeah.
Alright, because we didn't do a lot of much. We did offerings, basically. Like, we'd burn the things that, like, we got from peace treaties, like, from company, from, like, the kingdoms. As, like, oh, thank you for helping us. We'd burn it as, like, a thing of, like, hey, we don't need these things. It's all about the peace for us, Sarai. But, like, it's kind of different. I don't know.
I mean,
This is all very different.
to be fair, me and my sisters were going to be eaten by a god, so, those offerings you talk about are pretty tame in comparison.
Yeah. I figured with, like, a wide range of knowledge, we might be able to figure out how to do an offering to Damon. I don't know.
Must admit, when I made the offering table, it was purely there because I initially thought Damon likes food. I just, like, put bacon on there. He likes bacon.
He does like bacon.
Funny enough, Scales.
Hmm?
You've noticed over the last like day or so that the bacon that you've been putting there has been disappearing.
I figured. How about we put your hair in with some bacon? Bacon infused hair.
And I know you're not the best with emotions,
Yeah, I need to work
But-
on that.
I might warn you, I might cry when we're cutting my hair. It was such a big part, like, we used it in peace constantly. Hair like mine for Nasamar is rare. To be like this, it's sort of a rarity, it's kind of like a pride. We'd use my hair a lot for peace. We'd put it in the traditions of the way that the natives styled it, of their kingdoms, as a way to calm them, of
to get them on our side. And Sarai told me multiple times how much she loved my hair. So I might cry a little bit.
Speaking of crying, is Auntie still in the wagon? Right there.
And it's just Kestrel and the kid that's left out.
So
Yeah.
Auntie is with them.
I have
Yes,
no
with you.
idea.
Adam.
Sure.
Sorry, I didn't hear what Damon said.
Yes, she
Okay.
would be in the house with you too.
Yeah. It's like, Auntie?
Yes.
Sorry about yesterday.
Oh. It's fine. You
I
forgive me.
will try and work on the emotions. Just, you know, don't expect it to be overnight.
Of course not. I'm here for you if you need me. Always.
I think there's some trigger words you guys go on about so nonchalantly that frantically make me sick. So, you know.
Then what are those words so we can know and not use them anymore? I don't want to make you uncomfortable, Scout.
The very words that you from the A-Star, you've lived, you know, practically a part of you, and Auntie is probably the one thing that you wanted most of all.
Love?
It's not my place to take that away from you.
Scars, if it makes you uncomfortable, I can just not use those words anymore around you. I don't think you understand how much I would literally change myself from nation to nation as I went for treaties. I'm very good at changing myself.
But what I'm saying is that you shouldn't have to change for someone like me. If anything, I need to change for all of you. No.
I mean, I kind of agree with Acer though. If something makes you, I don't want to put you off, and I understand you want to change for us, but we would need to change for you as well. That's what we do here.
Change is a two-way street. Like I talked about many times growing up, no side can be happy if both refuse to change. Both sides have to change in order for everything to work. It can't be one side doing all the work or resentment only come.
Exactly.
Maybe just say it a bit less and don't denote me to it.
I know I need to change scales. I'm too peaceful. And that's not my religion anymore. It's protection. And protection is not just reaction, it is action. And I'm going to work on that. Because I want to be able to fight for you.
And I shall work on thinking about others versus just myself. How about that?
I think it sounds perfect.
And I think I'm pretty perfect as is.
Auntie, there's a
No.
reason why you're staying inside of the bag and you realize that, right?
No, that's fair.
Okay. So haircuts?
Haircuts.
Okay. No wisdom save needed, A-Star, because you automatically fail. Yeah. Seeing as the ghostly barbers begin snipping away and buzzing away and clipping away.
And they're cutting it to her like chin.
Yes.
She knows
and-
them.
yeah, of course.
Question:
know
Can I
what
use
you're-
prestidigitation to dampen the sound of the clippings and the buzzings?
No.
Oh, okay, sorry. I tried. She'll just stand there and hold your hand then.
It doesn't help that you guys are basically like in, like the spa like room, so there's mirrors all around. So she's watching it happen too.
Can I use Druidcraft to make peaceful nature sounds to help soothe her?
You guys are understanding this is like an inner turmoil of her kind of thing.
The outside actions.
Yeah.
This
Like-
is literally her taking and destroying the one part of herself that she had left.
Yeah. I imagine it's
We're-
like
I mean, I'm sure you guys can attempt and try these things, but and I'm sure she notices it, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that it's happening.
I think it's like
Take a
the
wave.
whole
Oh,
there's
okay.
a train coming. Like I imagine I'm tied up and there's a train coming. There may be like a few puppy dogs on top of me, but I don't care. There's a freaking train coming.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I was trying to go out with the angle of like, all right, this is a bad situation, but let's try to hold your hand, kind of.
sure.
help
I'm
where you
not. I'm
can.
not. I'm not saying that that's not happening. I'm just
Huh.
saying she's in a very emotional state, and yes, you can do these things, but it's not like it really stops it from happening.
Yeah.
And yes, she does notice it, and I'm sure A Star probably, part of you wants to cry a little bit more that there's these two, a week or two ago, strangers to you, like holding your hands and attempting to help you get through this. So you're like, oh God, I have friends too. More ugly crying. But after a while, because there's a few times where the barbers probably have to like stop for a moment because they don't want to cut you. You look at yourself and your hair has changed.
My hair's been long as I've known what I looked like. What do you think Damon's gonna think of it?
It doesn't matter what he thinks of it. It's what you think of it.
Honestly, I don't know what to think of it.
I think it's lovely. You look, well, new. Have a glow about you. A glow different than your normal.
It's
This is
easier to maintain as well.
And I thought it'd be easier if I'm praying alongside Damon, if I don't have to worry about my hair getting in my face or in the way, or someone being able to grab it and stop me or something like that.
Is a better combat option.
And just for a player reference, because I actually have reference for this.
Yay!
Her new hair looks like this. But, obviously the same colors and stuff that it was.
You didn't get a dye job.
Yeah, no dye job. I mean, you could if you wanted.
You
Just
get a haircut.
Once you leave the
you
house,
know.
it just goes.
I'd like to imagine what the picture shows. You get a haircut, you change like 3 skin tones over.
Maybe more than 3, but sure. Okay. If there's nothing else significant, we will begin the time skip portion of this because you guys got a lot of fucking traveling ahead of you, and as I said, pulled it out, and there's not a lot of like interactions. So I
think
can
the
skip,
only
so I can skip to the morning of like where you guys are kind of getting close to the crossroads.
That's fair.
Sounds
I
good.
that fine?
I think the only thing of note is Auntie also gets a haircut. Done.
Okay. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah, yours is also a pretty basic one, so it could definitely be done.
Scales is not.
It's just literally no sides.
Yep, too easy. And Scales is just quaffing her long hair, like, I'm gonna enjoy this.
Yeah.
It's warm.
It is warm. She started wearing it like a scarf at one point. Like,
Okay. So, Kestrel, keeping watch on the road. You
Mhm.
don't see anything major.
Yeah.
There is one day, about 4 days into your journey,
Mhm.
that to the kind of it would be the east side of the road.
Yeah.
Because the tall grass kind of continues for a few days of your travel. Like a lot of
Yeah.
this plains and kind of open area south of the forest is either large swaths covered in like like light trees, scattering of rocks, and like this very tall grass. Um, there are a few areas here and there where it is large sections of more curtailed grass. And at the fourth day, you are reaching to the area that to the west of you on the road, you do see some farms in the very, very far off distance. And it's not so much you see a farmhouse, you just see, oh wow, these are actually like crops and stuff. Like you can see like signs of civilization and farming.
Gotcha. Okay.
But on the fourth day to the east, about midday,
Mhm.
you hear stuff rummaging through the tall grass. Noises.
Mhm.
Kind of. You can't tell what it is. Go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Shall do.
It's the boar. Roll initiative.
Also, so no DM. I'm not exhausted now, am I?
6.
You've never heard of a creature or creatures like this.
Mhm.
Go ahead and give me a perception, because by your natural perception, yeah, there's definitely more than one.
Okay.
Nat 20. You hear what sounds like scurrying of humanoids. Guessing by the size and the noise that they're making, you're guessing roughly around humanoid size,
Mhm.
maybe a little bit larger.
Mhm.
And there's no language that you really hear from coming from the creatures. They're more animalistic noises, is the
Mhm.
best way I could describe it. But you don't recognize what it is.
Mhm.
And they just kind of follow you a little bit, and you kind of notify the kid. He kind of stops.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
And then as soon as you guys stop, like they seem to scamper away.
Mhm.
And you pick up back pace, you continue moving, and then nothing else. That night, you guys set maybe a little bit more secured watch. Kid stays outside that night, with people rotating.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Mhm.
You guys continue on, and the next few days go by uneventful.
Okay.
So we are gonna skip to day it's gonna be the start of day, I think, 12. Yeah, 12 is it?
Oh, all right. Cool.
Yeah. Welcome to a full-size world where traveling down the road can take a week and some.
It's a whole new world. Sorry.
Yes,
Don't
but
create
it
those
is,
jokes.
you guys probably took the standard of like pulling the cart off the road, hiding it a little bit.
Mhm.
Because there is a lot of tall grass through that. I'll say that you guys could more than easily found like a patch or a place to hide it. So
Also, there is one thing I do want to bring up, DM, because this is something Kester would have done
okay,
if we roleplayed it, right? Given how everyone's kind of in a place,
okay,
like on a daily basis, Kester will just be checking in with everyone, like individually, like saying, "Hey, are you alright?" That kind of stuff, you know.
I mean, sure, yeah.
So, if any of you guys got, anything, just let me know.
Remember, a lot of stuff is just probably getting assumed it on.
Yeah.
Like just you guys can still have talking and stuff. Like the kid and Inkster are still probably spending a lot of time together. They started
Yeah.
their new training. Like it's just time skip because that's fucking 12 days of that, guys.
Oh yeah. And that
Um,
would easily be 12 sessions, given how we're RPing nowadays.
yeah. So
point.
probably not even 12 sessions. It would probably be like fucking 16, 17.
Alright.
Um,
That would be through the first 5 days from that.
and we still haven't gotten to like the actual plot or anything.
The DM just wants to get to the main story.
It would be nice eventually. But anyways,
Oh god, I just realized
And,
we're 3 hours a group. We're that person that gets off, like, we sort out like the little dragon bit from Skyrim, but once we actually survive that, we don't go to Whiterun, we just end up going to the side, exploring all the dungeons and stuff.
no. That's not what you guys are doing. You guys are the group that literally went to one dungeon, went to one special area, and then like literally went back to that one starting town, not Whiterun, but the other one,
Oh,
and
great.
just started talking to everyone, doing no quests.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Never got past Smoke Grief.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah. But you guys awaken on that 12th day.
Hmm.
And yeah, you guys all gather at the breakfast table again. And if no one has anything crazy, the kid is going to, give a kiss to A-Star and begin moving the cart down the road.
I mean, Castro, you're the one that asked for speaking time. I had nothing.
I had nothing.
Well, I
had
mean,
nothing.
Ooh.
This is actually one thing he would have suggested, just mainly to kind of keep the group somewhat, almost slightly distracted, right? This is our P thing of like, how about we try a home dish from everyone's, home, just to kind of see different perspectives.
Really?
What?
I mean,
maybe,
we've all-
maybe. And he's kind of like, he's like nudging. Actually, Scales, you probably wouldn't even notice this.
No, she
Kids
wouldn't.
like kind of like gesturing, pointing towards like Scales, Kestrel, like, maybe not everyone's,
I mean, we've all eaten from Scales' hometown at this point.
Not eaten.
Man,
I have.
You know, I never
Okay.
tried that Yanti drink, Scouse.
Actually, yeah, that's a fair point. You haven't tried it.
how about for Scales night we just do the Yanti drink?
Yes, agreed.
Kestrel-
Yes.
Oh, come on.
We should
got to
do
ch-
that. We should do that last, saving best for last.
I still think you're missing out on, fingers.
I'll try one finger, okay?
Really? Inside check that if I can.
I mean, she's telling the truth.
DM?
go ahead and insight it.
Yeah. Yeah,
So I thought about it, and yes, Scales is the type of person to misinterpret even like an
Oh.
obvious trait.
Oh yeah, she has a -1, so
example.
yes.
Yeah, for example, yeah, okay.
Look at that natural 20 on the other side.
That conniving auntie, she's not gonna do it. Auntie will never have that finger, and in fact, probably gonna use some magic to trick you.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Scouse, I would
How about
try it,
Um,
but I don't think I could physically do it.
It's a finger, guys. Like, let's not like mince
Yeah.
words. Like, I'm not gonna have it, Scales. I that's your thing, not for me.
Not judging your background.
Yeah.
Because that's your life. But I can't.
And also, auntie, like, you do know that apparently, like, cannibalism is something that once you do it, you can't revert.
Drinking blood at this point, and I once knew this one hag in the Moondrop Forest. She would take adventurers and turn them into cookies. Never got to try one.
But okay, sure. Auntie, you just do you. Just if you come biting, I'm gonna have to punch you.
Or if I bit someone, it'd be Kestrel first.
nah,
shoot you
ju-
first.
just no, I'm not gonna waste a good finger.
Oh yeah, what if she like pukes it up?
I know.
That
They're
would be a
really
waste,
good.
yeah.
I'll be really annoyed about that. But the auntie drink, I would appreciate you having, Easter. As mentioned before, it's a kind of a tradition.
And I was supposed to share my shrooms with you that night.
Yeah, we were, yeah, we never did that.
So theme nights, how about that?
Yeah.
Should we start that after we pass the crossroads?
Yeah.
Okay.
But what would we do for Damon?
Well, it's whatever he chooses. So
It's
Don't
whatever's-
worry, I can cook us something.
Yeah, it's
He
whatever's
does
from
have
home.
dishes. Yeah, we have dishes from home.
yeah, I got a dish from home I can share with you guys.
Also, after discussing the drink, A-Star, the kid tells you, hey, whenever it's Scales night, just make sure you have protection from poison prepared.
That's cheating.
That is literally
Here-
cheating.
Yeah, sorry.
And was this in her head?
Telepathically.
She'd say, I already planned to cast Bless on myself, but
Protection from poison might be your best, safest bet.
Okay.
Do you think she'll judge me for that?
Maybe just do it before you come down to the dinner table.
All right. Would you like protection from poison as well, then?
No, I'm good.
All right.
I already had scales poison.
Yeah, as he probably would have told you by now, one of his old training regimens from Scales was just day and night her biting him, injecting him with poison.
To be fair, it worked.
Sure, that no one's ever been able to tell yet.
It's like we can't hurt Damien as Scales is in the background. Flashback to biting missile.
Yeah, she used to chase him in the woods, shooting magic missile at him.
I don't think she really chased him. She more said run and shot.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure, but those magic missiles definitely chased him through the woods, didn't they?
And look at him now, he's super fast.
He never learned to dodge them though.
I love how Scales will always have justification for her actions.
Yes, of course you will.
Anyways, okay. So, Kestrel, as part of your daily routine, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Shall do. Yeah. Oh wow, that is garbage.
Okay.
I don't even think a Bark Inspiration would help that.
Yeah, I think that's like the lowest perception I've ever gotten so far.
It's fine. Luckily, there's a reason why this party has agreed to always work in two-man teams.
That's true.
Okay, so now we're moving on that, so I mean, yeah. Since it would have just been passively, so I'll just roll it without any of his stuff. Okay. Kestrel.
Yes.
It gets to be about like 1, 2 in the afternoon before the kid kind of stops. It's like, I think I see something. Currently, like, as you guys have gotten more and more south, like the road, or like the terrain has been kind of like generally hilly. Like, like at any given point, there's only so far you can see before it's like, oh, there's a hill in the way.
Mm-hmm.
And the road has been kind of taking that as well.
Yeah.
You guys are kind of like on a slight down, like look. And towards the bottom of this, before it starts to incline again, the kid points to you and he sees something. It's just the tiniest of like image, like way down the fucking road.
Mm-hmm. What do you see?
I don't know. Well, give me a moment. Okay. And you see him focus, his eyes glow for a moment, and he kind of like stares, like does a 1,000-yard stare. It's a really big tent and some other stuff. I can't really make it out. It's like just on the precipice of my vision.
A tent. Okay, well, we're kind of coming out on a hill, so how about this?
Yeah, it kind of seems to be at the bottom of this hill.
So, DM, I just want to understand, like, in regards to the hill, we're not up on the top of the hill, right? We're, like, just before the top of the hill?
Oh, you guys are at the top of the hill, like starting to make your way down.
Oh, okay, sorry. That is my mistake then, yeah.
Yes.
Never mind.
You guys are at the peak. Whatever is being seen is like, in your best guess, maybe a mile-ish, maybe a little bit more like towards this kind of downslope. It's not like a steep downslope either. It's just a general like, oh, decline.
Alright, well, let's, I'll let the others know, and, but at the same time, though, that means that there may be people or something else around here. I'll just say it this way. And then she looks directly at the kid. If I say they're bad guys, do not hesitate to
Punch him
start
in the
fighting.
face.
Yeah.
Okay. So
And then she goes
maybe,
and tells
maybe
everyone
tell
else.
everyone to stay in the wagon so we don't, if it is travelers, like maybe they can close the flaps on the back.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Does all that.
But
And-
you obviously come back out with me because so then you can be like bad guys, and I can like bam, punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Got it. Too easy.
Mhm.
And he's just gonna sit there and wait there, just kind of holding the wagon in place.
And so I relate to them the exact same thing, that there's a tent, I tell them if me and Damon are gonna be, approaching, but, if I say it's bad guys, and, if he starts fighting, I'm gonna come get you guys.
Me or Auntie can always just stay out the wagon so we can telepathically say, save you running back.
I mean, it's only like, 20 feet or whatever.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. You might as well just telepathically say, hey, fighting, come now, versus you running
True.
back. You can stay.
Telepathy is faster.
Mm.
And also you can stay with Damon and fight alongside him. You don't have to worry about coming backwards and forwards.
I mean, also, if
Maybe-
it's dangerous, we could just look through the kid
Mm.
and go pew pew.
We can also do that.
Yeah.
Dangerous. I'd rather be near Damon.
Speaking of, there is something I want to try, though. If you don't mind, you guys, right? Because this may be our first encounter with a different kind of group. How about we try the plan as we decided, A-Star, me, and the kid being out front. And, if things change, we'll see.
Yes.
Does anyone else realize that this is just going to look like the kid has his own harem?
I mean, there's nothing we can do to fix that.
Also, that's
Guess
another
there's like, he
reason.
looks at puzzled and Auntie, like, what? Like,
Auntie, again, there is another reason why you're staying inside of the wagon.
yeah, you're definitely staying inside.
Also,
Hey,
yeah,
Zach, come on.
usually the leader of the harem is the guy who's pulling the carriage.
I mean, he's pulling a carriage full of women.
Yeah, and we're like, riding on top of it. like, just like,
Guys,
faster, Damon.
possible
That was out of
bandits in a
character.
tent.
Alright, A-Star, come on. You guys, be ready.
Right.
We'll be on Damon watch through.
Alright, let's go. So, essentially, we're enacting the plan, as we said previously.
Okay. Are you guys switching the wagon over to the cargo mode?
Yeah, Damon, do you think you can switch to the cargo mode real quick?
I mean, then where would they hide?
Yeah.
Well, our thinking was that, since this may be our first
Me,
encounter,
Well, I mean, it's not guards. They don't have the right to just look in our wagon.
I would
That's true,
also
yeah.
say.
keep it covered then.
Yeah, I would also say if we had cargo out and they turn out to be bandits, that gives them a reason to root through our stuff.
Let's keep
Mm.
it covered. But, I'm just saying for introduction, and she says this to Damon, it's just gonna be you, me, and A-Star for now.
We'll be hiding in the back.
Yeah.
Cool. So A-Star, get in the driver's seat, I guess.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. And Auntie, please be quiet. Please be quiet.
Please do.
You see Auntie just kind of mimic a key and lock on her lips.
No. Add a chain, some tape, maybe some glue.
Do you want me to wrap around her mouth? Because I can do that.
In most situations, I would say that isn't a good idea, but
She's already
can't-
started
I
doing
can't-
it.
I can't deny your logic. As Scales has just turned into a serpent and started climbing up her back. You see her poking up. Auntie,
When
do you
Scale-
resist the
when
coil of
Sca-
the scales?
When Scales gets up to there, she's going to say, if you wrap around my mouth, I will lick you.
Scales, I thought part of the plan was you were supposed to be my snake.
No, I thought we were scrapping that one because
No, we're scrapping
more
that one,
magical.
yeah.
Forgot about that. Sorry, y'all.
It's
Forget.
okay.
Also, Damon, can you tell A-Star that as much as I would love to be her snake, Auntie's gonna talk.
She said, Auntie's probably gonna fuck this up by talking.
I mean, she's not wrong.
I mean, she's not wrong. No offense, Auntie.
No, but I still, that's not a threat though, Scales. If you do try to wrap in my mouth, I will lick you. I'll just let you do it, and I'll be quiet.
Scales will
Just
say to
forewarning.
Damon.
No.
Scales will say to Damon, tell her that I'll enjoy it. And give
She
it like a
said she'll
big, nice
enjoy it.
scream. Grin as well.
And he's just
Well,
gonna send you an image of Scales smiling as a snake.
well, this is fascinating. Guys, I think we're set.
Okay.
Yeah.
Places, everyone.
Gales does rap. Auntie does lick, and then sit there and be quiet.
Okay. From Scales and Auntie, I need just a general stealth check from you guys, just because you guys are in a moving wagon. There is like some bumping and stuff like that.
Does Auntie get advantage because she can't talk?
No,
Oh, I tried. Okay, not bad.
this is more physicality.
I
than
know.
this-
I was
you know,
joking.
you're not improving the situation. You're just happening to not let her get disadvantage on it.
Doesn't matter.
This literally does not matter.
Okay.
See,
Kessler will say to the kid though, as we're going down, right?
Oh, he's already
Uh,
straight pulling it.
Okay, yeah, never mind. Was gonna about to say that, but anyway.
Yeah. He's already, because remember, you said that this is a practice run, so he's like,
Yeah, no, this is perfect. Yeah.
you want to know what my
Okay, so
headcanon is?
not hopefully bad. Like there's a few times where he like pulls and then like the wagon lurches forward and he's like, oh wait, not that strong. Like really like trying to get it. There's a few parts where he like seems to be overselling it,
Yeah.
but overall not hopefully bad.
And Kestrel, based on her role, she'll be like looking as a, quote unquote guard, which is technically what she's already doing.
Okay.
Keep an eye out, all that
No.
jazz.
Kester, you
Based
doing
on-
any, or A-Star, you doing anything? Let me just go down the line.
A-Star's just gonna like say, "You're looking great, Damon. Looking great."
Thank you. God, this is really hard. Like, he's finding it more difficult to pretend to carry the wagon than actually just pulling the wagon. Okay. Anyone else doing anything special?
Based on my low stealth roll, I imagine Auntie just kind of dozed off and snoring a bit.
No, you're bumping around. Your body's flopping. 'Cause again, you
fair
have a
enough.
lot of weight on your shoulders and around your neck and mouth, so you're super fucking uncomfortable. And in fact, you probably like pinch your tongue a couple times, like as you're licking her, like it gets pinched between the coils. And you're like, fuck, like it's not great. And you're kind of just boom, boom. And Scales, you're getting kind of bumped around a little bit, not painfully, but you're like, stop it.
She's just
But
like
yeah.
mentally going, damn it, Auntie, calm
And
down.
As you guys are making your way down the hill, there are a few times, Kestrel, where you've reached the point where you're like, okay, I can start to make out more details of what's down there. That means they can probably make out our details.
Yeah.
And in the back, you're hearing just boom, poof, ow, poof, like just
Like, kind of whisper, for lack of a better word, like whisper, yell, guys, quiet the fuck down back there.
It's a muffled.
that's exactly what you hear too.
I literally imagine from like the outside perspective, it's like literally we see a silhouette just bouncing back and around. Like it's like shut the fuck
Luckily,
up.
there's no silhouette, but yeah, the sound is comical.
Imagine when those girls' eyes hears the muffling, she just like gets a little bit tighter, like.
She goes constrictor like, hang on, I got her.
Okay, but as you guys approach, Kestrel, you're able to make out a little bit more detail, same as you, A-Star. It is a tent in what appears to be like a small setup for like a campsite. There is the tent. You see a fireplace that is currently lit, and you see a large cloaked person kind of sitting on like a stool. The stool is weird because it's like a normal sized stool, but as you get closer and closer, you realize, because at first you're like, man, that guy has a really small stool. But as you get closer, you're like, oh no, that's a regular sized stool. That's just a very large man.
Okay. So I got a question. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, just what, real quick?
How big is this tent as I'm approaching it?
At this point, it's still kind of rough to say.
Okay.
But
How big does this dude seem?
kind of hard
Like
to
bigger
say.
than me?
Hard to say at this distance. It's just as things get closer and closer and more in perspective, there isn't a lot of stuff around him to compare him to. So, like as you're getting closer, like that distance and stuff is like, oh, oh, oh. And you guys get to about like 200-ish feet to 300 before you're like, it's hard to tell how tall the person is. The tent is pretty large. It is probably maybe, it's definitely not your standard like a single person like camping small tent. It is pretty large. Maybe topping around like 10, 11 feet tall. Like it's pretty sizable. And it's
Width-wise, how big?
lengthwise, from what you can tell, because that's the side that you can see.
Yeah.
It seems at least like maybe like 15 feet.
Okay.
Like a pretty big fucking tent. This is not like your standard adventure. Like this is what I carry when I, sleep around and have a tent in my inventory.
I do have a question, but let me know if you still got to continue.
I mean, well, what's your question?
Because based on the very large figure, a large enough tent where I'm kind of seeing it's, based on the very large figure, what I'm seeing, in a large tent but not overly large tent, and based on Kestrel's history, can I assume that this is a giant's tent and a giant?
Okay, I will let you roll a nature check with advantage.
Okay.
Because this is particular to your backstory.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Yeah, 20.
Nice.
No. This
No,
is
no.
this looks like a simple cloth tent from here. You would
Okay.
know that, like depending on the type of giant. If this was a hill giant, it'd probably be made out of like hide and stuff like that, very
Yeah.
rudimentary. And it's not as big as a giant would use.
Okay.
It's just large.
So,
And
good.
as you're approaching like this figure, it's hard to tell. Like you can tell like they're cloaked, like they have like a giant piece of cloth like kind of adorned around them. The hood, like they have a hood up so you can't see anything from the side. And because of the way they're kind of hunched on this like, kind of stool, it's hard to really gauge how tall they are. But because of the sheer mass of it, you're like, oh, this person is large. And they are sitting down and kind of hunched over. And at this point, you are hearing like singing coming from them. And you can't really make out the words at this distance because you guys are now probably like 150 feet away. But once you guys get to like the 100-ish mark, A-Star and Kestrel, you're starting to pick up the words, and it seems to be a tail end of a song. And this is the part you hear. And the only thing I want is a lass that could kick my ass. And he starts just laughing, and he reaches to the side, pulls up a mug, and you can see the mug kind of disappear into the hood. And you can see the other arm pulls away the mug, wipes away, like reaching into the hood. And he's just kind of chuckling and laughing to himself. Slaps his thigh a little bit. And then the hood starts to peer towards you all.
I do have a quick question. What language did I recognize that in?
It was common.
Oh, common, gotcha. I also got another question because, DM, I wanted to sort of stray into the thing that we did previously. It is a 2-hour mark.
Okay.
Alright. Anyway.
Okay.
Hello
I just need to
there.
know, what are you guys doing? Like, are you guys stopping? You guys are still at that awkward, like, 100 feet distance.
Basically, so we're at 100 feet distance.
Yes. There's still quite a bit of distance between you guys and him. Or the generalized camping area.
Kestrel wave.
As soon as you wave, the kid kind of looks over. Do I stop or do I keep going?
I'll continue, but do it at a...
Going.
Just keep going, yeah.
Okay. And he continues to pull it, and the guy, as you wave and you guys have this little bit of discussion, he kind of stands up. And from the side that you didn't quite see at first because the figure was blocking it, with his left arm, he grabs from his side. He kind of picks it up. A maul. Not a Kurgetan maul. The head of this maul looks about times the size of hers.
Mm-hmm.
It has this very thick, like wooden handle to it, and he
Mm-hmm.
kind of picks it up, puts it over his left shoulder, and starts walking towards the road. And he takes another swig from his gigantic, mug, and tosses it to the ground. And he just walks right into the road, like right in the center of it. And the kid like sees this. You guys are about like 90, 80 feet. Guy is at the center of the road, and the kid just kind of stops and like looks towards you.
Okay. So
Um,
we're
Feel
not,
good.
we're in Judas diplomatically. If not, you know what to do.
And as you guys are saying that, the gentleman with his free hand reaches up towards the connecting point of this massive, kind of brownish cloak that he had adorned,
Mm-hmm.
and he undoes the clasp on it. And as he does it, it falls away from the body and just falls to the ground. And there in front of you, you see a large humanoid. Doesn't feel human from this distance. Maybe about 7'8", 9 feet tall.
Can I do a nature check on that?
He appears human. You see a pretty large, like flow of hair coming down the back. A large beard with a couple braids coming down it, kind of in the center. And at the end of the braids, you see these like one has like a bone sticking through it. The other one has like this metal clasp on it.
Christian DM.
Let
Okay.
me finish the description. There's nothing on his chest. It is bare, scarred, kind of tan skin. On the left side, you see a single pauldron. He has bracers on his wrists. No shirt, no armor besides just the pauldron, the strap for it, and this massive maul slung over his shoulder. And he's standing there, bare chested. He seems older. An older man. It's hard to say because of the beard. You're guessing maybe like 50s, 60s, maybe. His hair appears kind of blonde, but it's that graying blonde, where a lot of it is starting to get much lighter in color. Some of it's and parts of it appear a little darker. Other parts of it seem lighter. It's that transitioning hair from like youthfulness to elderly. And his arms, his shoulders are just barrel chested, massive, making the kid look small by comparison. And his stomach, you can see muscles, but it's kind of bulbous out a little bit. He has kind of like that beer gut, but there's also the muscle over top of it. And he's kind of hunched a little bit. And he's just kind of staring at you three, and he's kind of sizing you guys up right now. He's just kind of looking at you, Kestrel, first,
Mm-hmm.
then up at A-Star, and then the kid. So after that description, does anyone have anything to say or ask?
Sorry. I just want to say, would Scales and Auntie know that the wagon has stopped, and have we heard any conversation between Kestrel and Damon?
A little bit, but you're also looking through the kid's eyes, as you said, right?
I didn't say that. I was.
I thought that's what you guys said when you guys were making the plan, is that we would be back here and look
I
through
was.
his eyes. Yeah, okay.
I was looking through his eyes.
I was
Auntie,
mostly
see it.
focusing on the shutting up of Auntie.
you would notice the shutting up and all of that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, because I figured after Auntie, struggling a bit and is sitting properly and not flopping around, just be like, all right, and just kind of zen out and look through the kid's eyes and everything.
You see this. And the kid just kind of looks over toward you, Kestrel, and there's like, for the first time, like in probably a while, like there's that look of concern, because this mammoth of a man, and like what he has on for pants is you just see plate mail bottoms with like a belt kind of holding it up. And like as he's like gripping his maul, like he flexes, and his muscle is massive. Even though you can tell this gentleman has aged, his body is a body that has seen war and battle for decades. And just the sheer size of him kind of makes you like, well, maybe he might be a giant, because
Yeah.
he is just massive, barely teetering on the large size.
You hear a whistle in Auntie's head.
And as he's kind of looking you all up and down, by Cord's grace, I challenge you, young pup, as he's staring right at the kid. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Oh shit.
Hey.
I shall be right back.
Ah, I just realized something. Or remembered something. It's okay. You alive?
And apparently, he's a guy who wants a girl who can kick his ass.
It sounds very reminiscent of a certain someone. I'm gonna leave it
I
at
mean, to
that.
be fair,
Mm-hmm.
anyways, everyone enjoy your break.
You said to be fair, so to be fair what?
No, just to be fair, no, you're 100% right. I mean, there's sometimes, some characters that share traits with others.
Oh yeah.
Can't stop that. And, it is actually, that's the tail end of a song that I actually know.
I know
for
it is. I know the song. Well, no, of the song, I should say. I was gonna say, you alive, Flower?
Huh? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
You're getting really overly excited about the silver fox in front of you.
I think
When
that's
you
a
were doing that
yes.
description, as I was writing it down, I finished my drink, but I happened to cough when I was doing it, and it went down the wrong hole. So now it's just a coughing fit.
I still don't understand that expression.
As a baby child, I know this is one when it comes to anatomy, but as a baby child, I was taught that food went down one hole, drinks went down the other hole. So when the drink
What?
goes down the one hole, it
Who
means
the
it went down the
fuck
food
taught you
hole,
that?
and that
See, I
means
was
you're
taught
choked.
something similar. Food and drinks went down one hole, and then air came up through the other one. 'Cause
Yeah, and stuff
your
like that.
lungs and your stomach were separate holes.
Yeah, and then that's why you don't end up with food in your lungs.
Then how is drowning a thing?
That's because you got the water down the air hole.
Drowning is more from your body's cells taking in too much water and bursting.
Or as I was
It's
told
not
as
actually from the lungs.
a baby child, it's just where you've drank all the water and it went down the one hole.
I like how you refer to your young self as a baby child. It makes me so happy.
I was something as a child. Baby child is just the more optimistic version.
I was never a baby. I was born exactly the way I am today.
Meanwhile, I was Mission Impossible child. My parents owned a nice 2-story house on the lake, mind you. And they had to eventually sell it because they put up baby gates onto the stairs, and I climbed around the baby gate and then climbed and shimmied myself into the little holes between the stairs that go up, like in between the holes of the banister, to get into the stairs.
I swear,
Like-
you're just like my American sister. I don't know how, but when I was a child, right? Again, my parents and their friends were having a house party, and all the kids were in the back garden. Near the back garden was a park that I really, really wanted to go to. So I found a hole under the fence, made the hole a little bit bigger, and went to the park. I didn't realise that at the time, all the other kids followed me. So when the parents went to the garden to collect their children after this party, all the kids were missing. Because I
What I
wanted to go
hear
to the
is
park.
you are the Pied Piper.
Essentially, yeah, I escaped a lot.
I mean, she smoked some type of pipe. I mean, what? Sorry, honey. That was just, it was, right there.
Not,
Low-hanging fruit. I had to,
not until I met you, though. You corrupted
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I'm basically an abyssal ritual. Or celestial. I don't know. It depends if you ask me or the wife.
Depends on his time of the month.
I mean, I'm fine any time of the month. I don't know about you.
Oh.
I have to admit, last night, best dream ever.
So,
I always get really scared anytime anyone in this group ever starts a sentence off with that. I feel
No,
like
I
have
literally,
PTSD
my
at this
dream was
point.
literally our session from last night.
Oh,
I
thank
literally
God, that is
watched our
not what I was
session in
expecting.
my dream again.
Oh,
I was like, this is pretty good. Not gonna lie.
I'm usually used to hearing dreams like, and Damon was there and he had no shirt on. So,
that happened
good start.
twice.
Holy shit, it's snowing outside.
Yay!
Snowing here as well.
Snowing?
I'm gonna check if it's
I
snowing.
mean, like, literally, I'm seeing like snow drops, but it's not like,
Sticking.
yeah, no, not even that. Like, it's barely. Like, I can see it, but like, it is like a drop every like second. Like, very light. Like, I wouldn't even classify it as snow. Right? No, this is starting to pick up.
Yeah, we had a lot, but it's stopped now. I don't know if it was.
I just realized, Damon, that picture I sent you of her hair, the one that you just put in the chat, I realized where it's from and why it's so familiar to me.
Alright.
That is fan art, official fan art from the book series The Song of the Lioness.
Ah,
Yep.
nice.
I don't know why this reminded me, but I got reminded of something. We got a follower 2 hours ago.
Yay!
Yay! Soto1313.
That is my fiance.
Ah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you, fiance, for us.
I will. He was like, I kind of want to watch you. I want to take a more active role in understanding your D&D thing. I was like, oh. It's like, he watched me play video games.
Well, tell him to type in the chat because we have a standard rule of if they don't type in the chat, we can't confirm whether they're human or not.
He's very much
Pretty good
human.
bots.
Is he
I
though?
don't
Or
believe
he
it.
might not be, actually. He might be an alien. I don't know. I mean, he chose to
Or
marry me, so...
it could be a figment of your imagination and you're just
I mean,
crazy.
that's very much true.
Alright,
Like-
stop that. That's an actual nightmare of mine.
And
By the
one
way,
day you're
thank
just
you
gonna
for
wake
following.
up and you're gonna be alone and you're like, holy fuck, I am really fucked up. Wow. I think I might need to go see someone.
By the way, thank you, Mr. Flower. I'm calling him that. Discuss.
Aw.
I mean, that would make Amiki Miss Damien.
Actually, no, it'd be like Mrs. Damon, but
Well, it's not.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Damon is Mr. Amiki. Ooh.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, flip those tables.
Daymiki?
No, that's our children's name.
Don Diki.
No, Daymiki.
It's Damiki.
Because, I mean, she's putting out the baby, so she deserves more letters.
That is true.
Yeah.
I mean, I deserve to go first at that point.
No, we need to keep the day there because, you know, it won't be the same if the day
Yeah.
ain't there.
I'm just surprised no one actually just put a D in front of Astral comes Daystral.
I actually like their ship Daystar.
That's what I meant, Daystar. I don't know why I said,
Daystral, yeah, will be Kestrel and Damon.
yeah, my brain completely dropped the ball on that one. I was thinking
He
Astral.
had a different shape on mine, actually.
Yeah, you put a D in front of Aster and it's Daystar. Daystar. Daystar?
Daystar.
Daystar.
I think her name is technically pronounced more like Esther, but more of an elven version of the word Esther.
Yeah, A-Star.
It's basically the Elvish version of it.
Yep.
And it's not
Yeah.
technically Esther, it's like A-star. A-star.
Yeah.
Same question. Do I have strawberry daiquiri, Vegito, or
Yes.
what was the
Strawberry
other one?
daiquiri.
There was two others, and I can't remember what the others were.
I
Strawberry.
mean, you're asking the wrong person. This is your booze chocolate, right?
Yes.
That just all sounds disgusting to me.
Well, pick one.
I said yes to the first one.
Okay, strawberry daiquiri it is.
I have no idea where you left it. You see what I go through though, where I can't find one.
My hand back up.
I'm gonna have a cigarette and then I'm gonna go in. So as
I
long-
mean, you know how Mike works, dude. So.
huh?
I got my reflux pills.
Woo!
I was talking to Ryan saying you should probably take me a break earlier.
You know, in the army, I used to fuck with people and ask if they're like, I would go into the supply office and just be like, "Hey, did our flux capacitor come in?" And just watch as these, like younger soldiers, like all these privates and stuff, would literally and legit go look through the books and all their information to see if the flux capacitor came in.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there was a lot of jokes like that, like,
Mhm.
like.
That no, it's Back in Time or Back to the Future.
Oh, speaking of, I've
Yeah,
always
Back to the Future.
been curious about this with your Army days, Damon, right?
What's the one from Dude, Where's My Car?
Because
Uh-huh.
I met a lot of Army guys, and they told me that like
It was probably
different cigarette like intensity is depending on the region they're in, right? Based
Sort
on
of.
like where my buddies been, they mainly speak Marlboro Lights because it was the Reds over where they were at. You have anything like that?
I mean, yeah. And plus, there are different countries and stuff that they have limits on stuff. Like their cigarettes are designed differently.
Yeah.
You in a lot of countries, you deal with the packs of cigarettes that just pictures of disgusting stuff on it.
Oh, yeah. It's
And
like
I gotta admit, it helps. Like I'm not gonna lie, in some of those countries, I would smoke less. Like just like, oh god,
yeah, it's like
I don't
we
feel like a cigarette.
we have it over
Okay,
here.
well-
It's I don't smoke anyway, but I don't understand how people can actively buy those cigarettes and see effectively tarred up lungs and messed up organs and all the gross stuff, because they are not pretty.
because they're addicted.
I know, but still.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I still smoked in those countries. It was just, on occasion there would be like, oh, I don't feel like it anymore.
Yeah.
Like if it was like a day after drinking and I pull out the pack of cigarettes and I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh no, I'm not right now. I'd have
And-
breakfast, then have a cigarette.
Laura and I were looking at flavored cigarettes, and they have them in Japan and Korea and stuff. And I was just reading off the list. And I'm like, grape, French vanilla.
I mean,
Coffee.
flavored cigarettes, that's universal, that's international.
Oh,
Yeah, but can't get them in America.
Because it's illegal to have flavored cigarettes. Other countries, they don't have that legality.
I know. I just want some grape smokes.
Because you gotta remember, in America, they were hard pressing kids to get into smoking.
I remember when Camel had pineapple coconut and chocolate mint and other pep.
And they used to have all the little cartons that you could like collect up the little stickers and you could turn it in for like prizes, and half the prizes did not make any sense for any adults.
I know, like America stuff. They got like back in the day, they had like these sport cards that came with cigarette stuff. Those are highly
Yeah,
collectible
they
now.
were
They're
cool,
worth
too.
quite a bit of money if you have those.
Like I remember a time when my dad was literally saving up his camel bucks for trying to get like a camel jacket.
Why kids have to ruin everything?
To be fair, because it was working.
I know, but I want that in nowadays. So I would totally wear like a jacket and shit like that.
Sure, but if the internet has proven anything, like we can't trust adults or kids, so you have to
At
put in all
all.
the rules.
Or if it- yeah, but I don't want to like buy a camel jacket. I just want to get the points for it.
You
Sure,
can make one yourself.
yeah, just make one yourself.
But then I'm making it, and it's like, oh look, I love camels, instead of like, oh yeah, I had points.
That's the
Yeah,
same thing as me saying, hey, I want these really cool dice that I saw make, but they're like $200 for the whole set. So
like
I
that.
bought the shit to try to make it myself. Is it gonna turn out well? No.
But you know, she didn't give children a whole bunch of cancer. That's
You
the
did.
moral of the story.
Right?
I'll only give myself cancer for mishandling resin.
Don't you be careful with that.
I mean,
I'm
that,
going
like,
to. Listen,
Good.
I've
Nope.
played with car grade sealant, okay? It might have
You
cost me
mentioned
my
that, yeah.
security deposit
you threw a
because it
bolt-
might have spilled onto the carpet of our apartment.
Oh jeez.
But we put a cat toy over it. It's okay.
It's absolutely fine.
Totally fine. Don't worry about it.
no
We just
problem.
ignore it. If you ignore it, it's not real.
Exactly. That's how things work.
Okay, is everyone ready?
How life
Snow
works.
breaks over. Snow breaks over.
Yeah.
Alright.
I had my
Oh,
chucky.
Motherfucker.
I am ready. I think Rodney needs some time.
Yep,
Yeah.
give him one.
I had my chucky. I'm like, yeah.
Nice.
It's the type of chocolate that it's still quite strong, so you have to stick the whole chocolate in your mouth. It's very good.
Oh, you're like eating the whole thing in one bite?
Essentially, yeah.
Gotcha. See, I would have thought my strategy with that would be like take a bite like up to like the cap of it, and then like drink it and then eat it.
Oh no. I take
Oh,
the bites at the neck because it's in a bottle shape. I bite the neck because that's
Yeah.
pure chocolate, but then I
Mhm.
stick the entire thing in because the liquid is otherwise so strong. You need that chocolate in order to just balance it, because otherwise then it's too much.
I have an
Fair
idea.
enough. What?
What if you put it in a mug and then pour hot milk over it to create a liqueur hot chocolate?
It's not that much. It wouldn't be enough. You need at least like 3 different sweets in order to make a hot chocolate. And being diabetic, I don't know if that's such a good idea.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know, around Christmas, my favorite alcoholic thing were alcoholic cherry chocolate bites.
You guys are
So
all
good.
disgusting.
I never had alcohol and chocolate together before, so.
I have a chocolate bourbon and chocolate white, or a white chocolate cherry bourbon in the freezer.
Disgusting.
They're
Anyways,
like little slushies.
okay, enough of this. Enough of this.
Yeah.
We're doing snail breaks again. We gotta stop doing snail breaks.
No
Okay,
breaks are fun.
shut up. So is everyone ready?
Yeah.
I am ready.
Yeah.
We
Okay,
got rations.
so as this large figure just calls out this challenge to the kid just kind of looks over to you, Kestrel, and back to you, A-Star. Like,
Okay,
fuck do I
sir,
do?
we're not looking to fight.
it's not your decision, lass. This is between me and the boy.
Skills would telepathically say to Damon, because I imagine she can hear this proper.
Yes.
It's be like, walk up to him and see what he wants.
He said he wanted to challenge me.
You want me to boost you, boy?
Question: did I hear about the cord fin?
Yes.
Can I do I need to do a check to figure out chords?
Fuck yes,
Sis.
you do.
Okay.
Would I know who Cord is?
I do gotta ask that as well.
Sure, those who would like to roll religion.
Yay!
15.
18.
7.
Okay.
I knew.
6.
Okay. Kestrel, you don't know shit.
I figured.
For anyone who rolled, let me see. So Kestrel, Auntie, you don't know shit. A-Star and Scales.
Mhm.
Scales, you've heard of Cord.
Mhm.
He is a good god of storms and battle.
Mhm.
That's about all you really know.
Okay.
Usually warriors follow him.
Mhm.
A-Star, you know a little bit more. He is a god of storms, strength, battle. Like he's basic. You've heard some of his tenets would be something like: be strong, but do not use your strength for wanton destruction. Be brave and scorn cowardice in any form. Prove your might in battle to win glory and renown.
And she passively tells Damon, like,
one of things. He's a god, and they do battle to bring renown to themselves.
Yeah, Skelzo also telepathically says, like, I think he wants to challenge you. God.
Oh god.
Show him what you're made of.
Okay. And he kind of looks towards, and he's kind of produces the telepathic link to all of you guys. So I do it.
You
Kester
what?
will yell out real quick to the other guy, right? I don't know why you want to fight us, but this is gonna be a gentle sparring match. You understand? No killing.
The terms are between me and the boy, and if you all interfere, I can only guarantee you all a very swift death.
Okay, so no boost.
Yeah, so Kester like literally mentally says, "Okay, no boost."
And for a moment after he says that, like, he stops looking at the kid for the first time and just stares at you, Kestrel. And he's going to attempt to intimidate you.
Okay.
Oop. Really do.
Can't mental to Kestrel K9.
Well, I was mentally saying, let him do his thing first.
No, the reason I say that is
Oh,
you-
shit!
31.
That's a plus 18.
I'm pretty sure that, yeah.
Yeah, as he flexes on the maul, and you can see it, like, this maul, Kestrel, you don't think you could ever pick this up. And definitely not wield it in battle, and he's moving it around with one arm.
Yeah.
And, like,
Kestrel-
he's flexing, and just the size and his weathered, like, tan skin, like, you're like, okay.
So Kester will mentally say, okay, no one interfere. Damon, just see if you can make it to a sparring match, not a death match.
Skills would like to pipe and say, Cord is a god of good. If you do him an honorable battle, he is not going to kill you. But
Okay.
if you would like me to assist, please take it.
No assistance, guys, because...
She's saying this to Damon.
He's translating all of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, literally, guys will say no assisting, otherwise this is a fight we can't win together.
I can
he
cast
kinda-
spells through him, and he
No,
can
it's-
take my power should it be needed.
Okay, and he kind of like drops the straps, and like looks towards A-Star. He's like, "It'll be okay. It'll be okay. I'll be fine." And the kid kind of like cracks his neck, stretches a little bit, and he's gonna
Is
go
the
at it.
mental still up?
It dropped
Alright, never mind.
because he has other stuff to focus on, and he doesn't
that's
want to
true.
spend his actions doing that.
Yeah.
So, with that, the guy kind of like undoes his maul from his shoulder and like grabs the head of it with his other hand and just like holds it there as the kid's like stretching. And the kid, thinking of last night, starts going into it. Okay. It's gonna be interesting. I was not expecting you guys to be like, yeah, sure, 1-on-1. Okay. So, I'm just gonna use this stand-in for him.
Are we really gonna watch two NPCs duke it out?
Wouldn't be the first time.
You're not wrong.
You're not wrong at all.
Okay. So, kid's gonna go first. Keep in mind of previous battle.
Yeah.
Um,
Damon,
he-
before you go ahead, I would like Scales to just slide off Auntie. Give Auntie a look like, shut up. And she is going to just slide up, poke her head out of the bag, then just keep an eye out for anyone else interfering.
Sure. Too easy. So, kid's gonna move forward, activating his tough hide. He's gonna move up to there. Bonus action. Then he's going to do the defense action. Yep. So his AC is gonna be higher. Cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. Awesome. So that's gonna be his turn because, you know, he's a little scared. Okay. What is he gonna do? He is going to just hold his ground. Looping back to the kid's turn. Kid's gonna see that. The guy's just kind of standing there. He looks like he's ready, but he's not outwardly doing anything else. And the kid would probably take the bait and run at him. So you guys watch as the kid starts just running at him, getting ready for that punch. And the guy, as the kid's looking moving towards him, he kind of just lets go of his maul and readies a punch. So first things first. Yeah, that will hit. And he's also going to add Divine Smite to this and improve Divine Smite. So, first on this. Second will be this. Is this where the part that says, like, what level? They didn't do shit. Paladins, what do I click on for the thingy?
What do you mean?
What thingy for Divine Smite?
So you just click on Divine Smite.
Yeah, it will ask you the level.
Yeah.
Click on Divine Smite and then ask for level.
Mm-hmm.
See the what level part.
Is there no
You click
pop-up?
on it, it should.
Yeah. You need, if you've got a character sheet on full screen, you may want to remove that.
Oh, is this one of those things that it interferes sometime?
Yeah.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Awesome.
Cool, he doesn't do smite. Yay!
I do got to be fair, because this is something we remind Ryan about. You're supposed to write smite before you do the damage roll.
Fair.
I actually called it before I rolled the damage. Keep in mind.
He did. He's also
You
the
did.
DM doing a DM fight with himself, so
Yeah.
And also, I called it as soon as it saw that it hit.
yeah.
Fair.
Okay, so something is fucking broke with this.
You're only fighting yourself, so take your time.
No. I'm just gonna, cause he's just gonna put, you know, the fucking 5th level into it. So, Divine Smite is 2d8 plus d8 per level, right? Actually, let me just see if this works. Ignore
no,
this to hit.
There you go.
There it goes. That's still not right.
Jesus Christ.
Plus
Neat.
per level, right?
Divine Smite, let me just get the info for you.
This isn't working like it does on Choose Worst sheet. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'll plug 1d8 to a maximum of 5d8. Okay. So first, second would be 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5d8. So there's 3 more d8 on top of that.
Okay, if I get a water refill while you're doing this dice stuff.
Sure. Okay, and the guy basically on the hand, one of his hands, he has like just a gauntlet along with the bracelet, and he just bitch slaps the kid, and there's a spark of divine energy that cascades, dealing a fucking fuck ton of damage to the kid, and the kid is like fucking dazed. But it is the kid's turn. And he is going to attempt to punch him. He's going to, feeling that hit, he's definitely gonna fucking go all out. So he's gonna brute strike with bestial claws. So roll that to hit. And okay.
With... Never mind.
Got anything to say?
I don't know. Does my Channel Divinity have any verbal or somatic components that are
It is a noticeable thingy.
No.
Also, I just lost character sheet. I can't move this character sheet.
Yay.
Roll 20 is just really fucking with me right now. And the one fight I needed it to go quick.
Maybe just a quick refresh.
I'm refreshing it.
Oh, you know, Demon wins. Yay!
Sure.
Yay!
Because already just looking at the
Oh,
yeah, the hit.
I know.
The kid, you watch his arm transform, goes to hit this stranger right in the abdomen, and he doesn't budge at all. It's and he just like resists against it, and the kid looks very alarmed.
I'm back.
And yeah, so that means it's going to be the stranger's turn. He is going to because he's dropped his maul. He's just gonna continue with another bitch slap.
Oh, shit.
Divine smite, level 4 on that one.
Is the kid dead yet?
Plus, so that would be 2 more
Yeah,
D8.
should be.
So that would actually be 4d8 on top of that. And so basically, this is what you guys see transpire. Guy drops his maul, kid charges in, guy smacks him once. Like, not even a punch, a smack. And the kid resists, transforms his arm, punches the guy, and the guy just stands there, like, barely budging. And as the kid, like, still has his hand planted in the side, the guy just raises that same hand, clenches his fist, and punches the kid again, and the kid just goes down to the ground, not moving, nothing.
Scales is gonna slither as a snake. I would like to. Oh, I don't know. 'Cause they're
Damon!
slithers.
Caswell yells out.
No response.
A-Star's probably gonna get out the carriage.
And as of right now, as soon as you guys start moving, the guy looks towards you. No, I'm not done yet.
He's down! Don't you dare fight him more!
And he
Sca-
kind of tilts his head towards you. So you wish to challenge me as well?
I see no honor in fighting a downed enemy.
He's
Are you a
not
bandit
done
like
yet.
the rest?
Can I?
Stay out of this, lass. And he's just gonna reach down and kind of smack the kid on the just the side of the face. And it's a loud crack. And there's a moment where there's like that pause, and you see the kid like open up his eyes and stare up at the guy. Are you done yet? And he just takes a step back, and the kid is basically at 1 hit point right now because the guy gave him 1 hit point. And kid just kind of turns around and looks towards you guys. Like he is, like his eye is now swollen. Like there's blood coming out of his mouth. And kid looks towards you guys. And unless anyone's trying to get it on an initiative order, he's gonna start standing back up.
Scales would like
Damon,
to.
sit down!
Scales would like to telepathically say to Damon, "Do you want us in or not?"
I got this. And kid's gonna start stand up.
Okay.
Damn it.
And he's gonna try to punch again.
So he look. Oh, god damn it.
Guy kind of smiles in response and just raises his hand again. Goes to punch down, and there's a moment where the kid kind of grabs his fist and kind of resists it, but the guy just kind of like leverages his back leg and puts his full weight down on it, and his arm slips between the kid's hands and he just punches him. You can forget about that radiant damage because he's just not smiting this time. So punch, kid goes down again,
Is there
and the guy kind of chuckles to himself.
is there grasses near me at all?
You guys are now in the road, and this far south, the road is a little bit better maintained. So
Okay, so
there's
no.
a bit of space to the east. I would say there's maybe like 30 or 40 feet before there is like some high grass.
Can I slither to that area? Sneakily.
Getting out of the cart, giving your movement is probably going to take a couple turns.
Yeah.
Okay, but you can start that process, begin slithering away.
Yeah. Can
And
I?
Auntie, you do notice Scales just slithering away. I
Alright.
need you
I
to
think
roll me a
Kessler will
stealth
know
check.
that as well.
You mean
Well,
what?
given position, Kestrel, you're kind of looking towards the fight, and she's kind of behind you at this point.
Fair.
But you do hear her. And the guy does kind of look over, and he seems to have noticed.
Oh yeah.
But he's just gonna like laugh at the kid standing over him. Oh, you can't be done yet. And he's just gonna pick him up and grab him by the throat, and he's gonna pick him up off the ground. And as soon as he gets up, you see another glow in his hand, and the kid like coughs, and like immediately goes from like that knocked out moment to like, oh shit, I'm in the air strangling. And he grabs the man's arm. He's like, that can't be all the fight left in you. Kid doesn't.
Go ahead.
Let me know if anyone's doing anything.
If I heard Scales, I would definitely try to stop her if I could.
Okay. Go ahead and make a opposing grapple check.
What would that be?
What was it?
It'd be athletics versus either athletics or acrobatics.
Acrobatics for me. That'd be a snake.
You
Shit's
grab the
fun.
large. You grab the medium-sized snake. She's like, shh, and you just grab her by the tail like, Scales? No. No.
Scales, stop.
You are now grappled, Scales.
I figured.
Do you try to break free or do you give in?
Oh no. She just pokes a ton of it.
A-Star is probably gonna talk mentally to Damon if possible. Just says, please let me do something.
You don't hear a mental response, but he kind of like reaches his hand towards you for a moment of just like, no, please, like that, like, like just don't.
Scales would like to start praying to Damon.
And he's going to transform his arm because it's back to his turn, and he's going to try to make another attack. Yeah. He's going to give it everything. He's going to do 3 on each one. So bonus action, brute strike, bestial claws, plus knockback.
A-Star's also probably gonna start praying.
He says he's rolling shit.
She is rolling shit.
Yeah, so punches does not do anything. And I mean, he's grappled, so I'm just gonna say, yeah. He is going to just basically spike the kid into the ground. Let's do athletics check for this one. See if the kid can save against it. He can't because he has his mobility up now, not the strength one. Yeah, so kid's gonna get fucking punted into the or slammed into the ground. So let me just roll damage on that. Kid goes out again. Like, just there's a moment where his ragdoll body kind of bounces off the compacted dirt of this road. It's a rare sound to hear flesh bouncing off of road. It's a delicacy. Even Scales probably never got to hear that often.
Ooh,
And
nice.
it is a booming sound because the man is large and he's just tossing him around. And as soon as he does that, come on, I said a challenge. Don't try to tickle me, boy. And he slaps him again. And once again, the kid coughs. And at this point, the kid's face is swollen on half of it. He kind of slowly picks himself up. And he's going to spend his last bit of points to try to hit him with everything. It's going to be, you got 6 points left, so I'll say 2 for each one. Just kind of punches him one more time in the gut. And the man kind of reaches down, grabs him by the throat, and headbutts him. I'm not even going to roll for it at this point. Kid goes out, and you just hear the crunch and clattering of bone on bone with a force that you know, if this was a sports show, everyone would be going, ooh, because, yeah. And the kid just collapses on the ground. Guy kind of like just rubs where the kid like was basically making contact, like just kind of brushes it away. Don't see what the big point was about, but I see your heart, kid. And he's just gonna gently reach down towards the kid on his chest, and you see the glow again from his gauntlet. And you see the kid. And
Please,
the
no
man
more.
standing over him, and he just offers his hand to the kid. Kid looks very confused. Has no fucking clue what's going on, and just kind of looks back towards all of you guys.
So wait, did the guy hear what I said?
Doesn't seem to have done anything in reaction. He was already acting.
Okay, fair. Let's stop fighting, please. Please.
Oh, it's fine. I'm done with the lad. I was just here to test him, and he has heart. Oh, sorry everyone. Sorry for the seriousness, but you know, I wanted to make sure the kid's mind was right. And he kind of reaches down. The kid's still confused. He just grabs the kid's arm and picks him up to his feet.
Scales would like to try and wiggle away from Kestrel.
Yeah,
and
Kestrel
slither
will
as
let him
well.
down.
A-Star's gonna run the fuck over there.
Yeah, Kestrel
Yeah,
will let you down, Scales, by the
Yeah,
way.
Yeah,
Scales will
A-Star,
slowly slither.
Yeah, A-Star, you come down the wagon, climb down, and you come up to the kid. Like, as soon as you like are there and he senses your presence, he kind of like he doesn't fully collapse, but he does like fall into you.
And when
And
he
you
does, she's gonna cast Cure Wounds at a 2nd level.
okay.
I imagine Scales gets there like 2 minutes too late because she's slow. It's like, oh.
You are kind of slow slithering. Like even Ketra's like walking by you.
Ooh.
But she's got
the
her
kid-
eyes on the cord guy. Just dagger up.
Yeah,
Dagger snake
and the
hands.
guy, as you guys are approaching, he does take a couple steps back and you know like kind of nonchalantly just walks over to the where he set down his maul and he kind of picks it up. Kind of throws it over his shoulder again.
Kestro's keeping an eye on the cord guy and like just
And as
As
soon
he-
as Scales hisses and you kind of give him that leering eye, like he just kind of raises his hand, like you know, like oh sorry, he keeps that distance. Sorry for the theatrics, but
Yeah,
I
click
was
Damon's
sent
blood.
here to find you all.
Who are you? Why would you do this?
Oh, me. My name is Lost, for the land and time that I once had. But you can call me the Hand of Cord. And again, I mean you no harm. Well, besides what I calls the young lad. You're fine, boy, right? And the kid like kind of still leaning against you, receiving this healing, but you know it's 6 hit points plus the 2 that he dumped into him. He's still looking rough. His face still swollen, still blood kind of trickling out of his mouth. He's
Yeah,
kind of-
like
And she's probably going to also.
is his eyesight okay? Can he hear us?
Here, let me just, and he's gonna slowly make his way out towards you guys, and he's going to reach out, and he's gonna dump 50 points of his lay on hands onto him.
Scales is gonna watch this perplexed.
Yeah, he's just gonna reach out, touch the kid, and you watch as his face is no longer swollen. His, the cut on his lip heals up, and just he's back to where he was at the start of the fight.
DM, would I realize that this is someone similar to me, like a cleric paladin sort of?
I mean, you're seeing a lot of radiant magic and stuff like that, and just with your base knowledge of what he's doing, you gather that, and especially with the name Hand of Cord, you gather this guy might have a connection with Cord, maybe. You're not sure 100%, but he may have something.
Scales would like to go, like, slither like in between Damon and this boss guy, and
As you do, he kind of backs up. Oh, yeah,
untransforms
I
in front
understand.
of him.
Whoa,
Okay.
that's a new one, and I don't see new things very often.
You called yourself Lost.
What was that?
You called yourself lost, yes?
No, I'm not lost. I'm exactly where I needed to be.
Your name.
Yes.
Tell me. What was
Oh,
the
it's-
time period that you came from?
Oh no, Lass, you no. I'm talking about a lifetime ago for me.
Tell
you know.
me the time period you came from. I think we can have something in common.
I highly doubt that.
And she will say what's the date that she knows of. I always
I
forget
don't
these
know
dates.
what you're talking
No,
about.
I'm asking the DM.
Sure, you say the date that you're from, and he
Oh.
looks at you confused and puzzled and says, "I don't know what you're talking about."
You don't remember a meeting between a bunch of different races and gods?
I mean, no. Are you okay, ma'am? I know I hit the boy very hard, but are you okay?
Frantically, no. You just punched my favorite person and whacked him down, and then you decided to heal him afterwards. What's your play?
He
As
said,
I said
Scales,
previously, I was just sent but to test the boy.
Scales, he's
Said by who?
By my lord.
Cord.
Cord?
An emissary of, but yes.
Cord,
Auntie. Oh.
Cord, from what I remember, Cord's a god that those who fight for him gain glory for a battle well done.
So was this a battle well done?
I mean, the boy didn't give up, even when some of you were telling him to. So, he did well.
Yeah, basically kicked the shit out of him. Made us
I mean, he's a little scrawny, and I think he could use a bit more meat in his diet, but
That's
Not
what
bad.
us to help with. Some people's strength comes from others.
oh, that I know. Here, why don't you, here, I'll give you a hand pulling your wagon, and at least let me pay some debt, and if you guys have questions, I can explain it.
Question. I do got to do an insight if he's being genuine or not.
Sure.
I really
Insight.
have to.
I was gonna say, can I do an insight on his reaction of seeing a naked person in front of him? Because Gales is naked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no insight needed. There's not like any big change or difference or
Okay.
anything.
That's fair.
And, Kestrel, this man is very stoic. Like, you're just getting this from like just the first bit. Like even when it came to the intimidating side at the side of the battle, like through all of this, you never sensed any like outward dishonesty.
Yeah.
Honestly, like there's just the way he commands his voice and the words he uses, and almost everything he's saying is like an affirmative, like statement to it. It's like there's not like a lot of mincing words, or it is seems like a very
Matter-of-factly.
straightforward, like very, very just this is it.
All right. Okay. Auntie, careful. Don't do anything.
Question DM, because I am genuinely confused. Did he say his name was Lost?
Yes, he said his age, like the time long ago, was lost.
No,
Oh, he
I
said his
no.
age? I thought he said yeah. his
Yeah,
name
I
was
thought his
No.
name was Lost. That's what.
Yes.
Okay, Lost as in it's not actually called Lost, but he lost
He
it
lost it.
2 times.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. That is my mistake.
And
That-
interpret that however the fuck you want. I
Yeah.
mean, he's not, it's probably the vaguest thing that he's probably said.
Yeah. Cause sorry, like
Yeah,
I
that's
messed up
confu-
my notes. Like
That's
he
what I
said
was
his name was
confused.
Lost. Yeah.
No,
And
his
then he
name
said
is
he
not
called
lost.
himself the Hand of Cord.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
I already told Auntie that thing. Did Auntie react in any way?
I haven't even been able to do
Oh,
anything
he's
yet.
still in the fucking back of the wagon, just sitting, like,
I
just looking through
literally
David,
was-
like, and every once in a while his vision goes out, and then it's coming back, and then it goes out, and it comes out, and you're just
Literally
watching
was-
from his perspective getting choked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you hear what Kessler said, right?
But
Don't
she
do
hit.
anything.
She hears from the kid.
Yeah,
Literally-
Astar's probably gonna.
Oh, hold on a
Ask
second.
the-
Auntie?
All I was literally going to do was ask the kid if it's okay for me to come out or not.
And he would say, I think it's fine. I think we're done fighting now. He says that to you mentally.
That doesn't answer if I'm leaving the cart or not.
Oh, I mean, you can come out if you want.
So I was
He's
asking if it was
big.
safe.
Yeah, it seems safe.
All right, yeah, there I come out.
And as the guy's like slowly like kind of moving over to like kind of help move the cart, he does notice you come out, Cricket. Oh,
Auntie,
your hair looks
Auntie.
tasty.
You said aunt.
Yeah, sorry, Auntie. He sees Auntie come out. Your hair looks tasty. I like it. And he just kind of grabs the straps and just like the kid, he starts like moving the cart forward with not a lot of effort.
I
And
imagine he could probably pick it up with one hand. Like it's like.
I mean, you're gonna have to ask him to. But you were gonna say something, A-Star?
Damon, are you okay?
Yeah. I told you I'd be fine. And again, like
You scared the shit out of
he hits really hard. I thought I hit hard, but he hits really, and he's like grabbing the side of his jaw, like kind of moving it around a little bit.
Imagine how me and Scott felt watching it.
You just see.
Yeah.
I just imagine you just see Scales like checking out this big guy. Just like looking him up and down, like. She's just gonna walk over there, like to the wagon. Was he pulling our wagon?
Yes. He's basically just pulling your guys' like a little bit closer into this, not on the side his is on, but like the side opposite of the fire.
Okay. If you don't mind me, I need to get something. And she basically forces herself, climbs into the wagon, gets her clothes on, comes out.
But he finishes pulling it, and kid just kind of puts his forehead to yours, A-Star. He's like, "Don't worry, I'm fine. You're fine. We're all fine. We got through another crazy, See, I told you, things just always happen around us. Like it's really, you just gotta wait a few days. But
Yeah,
hey, we went
hey,
I went like another 12 days. That was like 20 something days I didn't get hurt. Huh?
I know.
Pretty impressive.
I know. You're not allowed to
I'm not allowed to what?
leave my side for the rest of the night.
Okay. And he's just kind of grabs your hand and kind of like, like that inward kind of grab onto it and like kind of latches to you on your side. Okay.
Also, no movie night apparently.
Yeah, no movie tonight. And he kind of just like helps you guys go, grab that, and he like walks back over to his mug, which everyone on the outside and those looking through the kid's vision, you saw him just toss it on the ground. And he walks over to it, picks it up, and starts drinking out of it again. Keep in mind, it was like knocked on its side and stuff.
Gotcha.
So there's a moment where you're like, wait, how's... And he just continues drinking out of this flagon and kind of wipes away it on his mouth. Walks back over to the stool that he was at, kind of sets his maul down next to him.
It's like giving your god.
Oh, what was that last?
That cup. You threw it on the ground, and it still has beer in it. I'm assuming it's beer.
Yes, the finest of dwarven ale.
Is it a gift from your god or something?
Oh, no. This comes, I've actually had this cup for many years now. Found it in my, traveling days. I say like they're over. Oh,
No.
come, sit. As he gestures towards, like, the fire area.
If you want something to go along with that dwarven ale, we found
Auntie?
dwarven ale to be a perfect.
Auntie? No. At least not yet.
Fair enough.
Go, Scott.
Scales will get super close to the fire, just like.
Yeah, given the, like, it is afternoon, but given the time of year and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that,
Oh yeah, she's cold.
you're like, whoo, fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And you still got the kids' toga and stuff, so, you got that to wrap around them.
You said you were told about Damon here from your emissary, yes?
Oh, Damon's your name. Wonderful.
His name.
I actually didn't know the lad's name, but I was told to be north of the crossroads and wait. I was meant to challenge someone to test them.
For what?
That I do not know.
Gods tend not to be specific in their instructions.
And he kind of like takes a swig out of his flagon and then points towards Aesar. She's a smart girl, yeah. I just sometimes get told to go places sometimes and do certain things, but for the most part, I just kind of travel.
So what do
I've
you
done
do
a lot of
now?
traveling. For now, who knows? I got a few brothels I could probably go to. Really meant to catch up on my fishing. Yeah, who knows? Wherever the wind takes me, I guess.
Was it court or a high priest?
Oh, I don't deal with people of the cloth in that way. No. No. Let's just say many, many years ago I was saved by Cord and chosen as his champion. I only take orders from the big man himself. Or one of his emissaries, obviously. Because I'll be honest, sometimes he'll just try to speak to me in storms, and I'm like, I don't understand you, my lord. It's just rumbling. So he usually sends someone who can actually talk to me.
So you're let's just say, someone who willfully performs his actions on this plane.
You could say that. Whenever he needs it. I mean, it's been like I would say a decade since I have heard from him last, to be honest.
So it was a decade you got the message.
No, I'm saying the last time I had to do something was like a decade ago.
Okay.
So when did you get the message then?
Ooh. You can tell like he's struggling. He's like starts counting with his fingers and like, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is gonna continue for a minute. And then it gets to like 13. He's like, 14. No. 13, 14, 17, 18, 19, and the kid's like, you forgot 16. Fuck. 1.
It was a while ago. How about that?
It was it was a while ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Why
We started
can't,
together. He might not be the smartest cookie in the bunch.
I figured.
why can't he talk to you face to face?
Oh, like I said, usually he tries to do it with like storms and stuff, and those can be hard to interpret.
As you said, they start that cryptic.
I gotta ask a question, DM, right?
Okay.
Based on the rough date he gave us, like 19 or 18, because you forgot the 16, right? Anything significant happen around that time?
I mean, 17 days ago, you guys were just traveling through the woods at that point. It would have been after the boar fight, just walking through the woods. And again, he didn't stop counting. He fucked up. The kid interrupted saying 16
Okay,
and started from the start.
How about with a margin of day of 3? A margin error of 3, I would say.
I mean, sure. I mean, going one direction and
Well, you
No, it
do
would've
know
been
he was
that.
counting years.
yeah, honestly, it's not much in that time frame of 17 plus or minus 3.
Okay, that's fair enough. I'd ask.
And just from your passive insight and stuff, you're gathering that it could have been a lot more than 17. He just couldn't. He was struggling to count to that.
Fair enough.
And he kind of looks over towards you, Scales. So you seem to be the nosy one of the group. Anything else you want to ask of me? I did impose quite a lot by, treating your lad like a punching bag for a while there. Sorry again, kid. No offense.
Your mug that you're drinking from.
I?
May I partake in it?
He kind of looks at you once over. Probably not.
And why is that?
Well, it's mine mostly. And he kind of like brings it a little bit close to his chest, almost kind of childlike, of just like it's mine.
It's mine,
And
lady.
he then kind of thinks about it for a moment. He's like, "How about this? To ease tension, I will give you a gift.
Okay.
Will that make us fair?"
Okay.
And kind of just like looks you guys up and down, kind of scans, and because of your movement and stuff like that, he kind of looks over at your leg. So, Les, I saw you wobbling around a little bit. Leg bothering you?
Yeah, you can say it's been causing a bit of an issue.
And he's gonna like take another swig from his flag and set it down to where his foot was. He's gonna stand up, and it's kind of a little scary scales, like when this big large, like, kid's big, he's like a good foot and some bigger and just wider.
Oh yeah.
And like you can hear the moving of the armor and shifting, and you can feel like even the dirt kind of shift as he moves. And he walks over and he reaches towards his gauntlet, which no one's really asked for any detail, but I'm gonna give it anyways. It's kind of like a large bronze glove, like a gauntlet, and it has like jewels adorned on it.
Okay.
And no lie, yes, the gauntlet that you just thought of, kind of, but instead of different colored jewels, as you guys are now getting closer and being able to inspect it, each one seems to be a set diamond. And in the center of the back side of the palm, you see emblazoned into it, for those who rolled higher than a 15, the symbol of Cord on it. And from top to bottom, this gauntlet is, for those of the arcane persuasion, you can see that this thing is enchanted beyond, like, this is serious enchantment stuff. Like, just looking first cursory glance, is very well made. And he reaches over and he plucks one of the diamonds out of the glove. And he, with his non-gloved hand, puts it in the glove. He's like, "Let me take care of that." And you hear him start chanting words, and you hear crunching coming from the gauntlet. As he continues reciting these words, he brings his fist over your injured leg, and he starts, almost like a cook, starts just flakes of diamonds starts to pour on it as he continues enchanting, covering your entire leg. And as soon as he finishes, there's a quick flash of radiant energy, and all the little speckles of diamonds that was flaked onto your leg poofs up and evaporates, and you feel like, for a moment, intense heat on your leg. And as soon as the light and everything fades away, it's healed.
She would just stand up, like kick her leg around a few times.
And as you're doing that, the guy just kind of goes back over, sits down,
Yeah.
picks up his flagon, and has like another big swig.
Well, thank you very much. What would you like in return?
Well, I mean, I've been alone for a few days, so, I mean, keep me company for a little bit. Roads can get kind of boring sometimes.
How about this? Question DM, just so I know. How long do I have in the house for this day?
Shit, we didn't go over the reset thing.
That's
Yeah.
a good point, yeah. Because we
I
did
don't
say it
think
would
we've
naturally
reset
reset.
it.
I'd
Yeah.
be nice and say, you just realized that the house was resetting while you guys were going down the hill.
Cool. Scales will go up to the guys like, how about I treat you to possibly the finest comfort and the finest meal that you ever had?
And
Well-
the finest drink.
I would believe you, but keep in mind, young lady, the world I come from and the land that I lived in for a good part of my better years, it was a very extreme place, so I doubt much would surprise me. And he just kind of winks towards you and smiles.
Scales
So-
will talk to and
Um,
Scales will say something to or sorry, Kessler will say something to Scales. Will you even fit? No offense to you, sir. It's just
He
I
will.
am wondering.
He will fit. And trust me, you haven't. Pretty sure you're still going to enjoy this. And you said your name was lost to time, so how about we call you Hammer for now?
Hammer. As he looks towards his huge fucking maul. Just call me D for now.
What?
Just call me D for now, if Hand of Cord is a bit much.
D.
Well, that worked.
D.
Like,
All he needed was a little name. And Scales will go activate to, like, the house and stuff with him.
I mean, you could technically say Hand of Cord is allowed.
Yeah.
If this was about the house.
Oh yeah, Hand of Cord. Yeah, that's fine.
It's not so much their name, it's who they are.
Yeah.
Because you also gotta, like, picture the person and stuff. It's not like Tommy Little's allowed into the house. It's not like that.
I know, but
yeah.
either way, she will still activate the house with him on the guest list, preparing an already huge, magnificent feast. Of, like, I don't know, like 10 bird roasts and, you know, all the meats and stuff and all glorious, glorious things.
So as you go, like, you kind of
And
go...
plenty of, well, I'm going to say super strong dwarven ale.
Sure.
Yeah.
You go and you start prepping that. He watches you kind of disappear. He's like, okay,
give her a minute.
aye. Well, while we wait, you all kind of have a generalized, confused look at me. So, if there's any other questions or anything you want to know, I have nothing but time. As he kind of drinks
I
from his
guess
flagon again.
I'm just still a bit confused what to refer to you as. Like, do you not know your name?
More
you
so,
said
I
they-
gave it up when I lost what I lost long ago.
Like, cause like I don't know Dawn's. Like
Let's just say I come from a land that was lost.
Okay.
Are you not to
It was
this world?
destroyed. I wouldn't know how to answer that question. I've seen and been a lot of places, and I'm just
You're
not
not-
from this land.
I can understand coming from a home that's no longer there.
Yeah,
Many
those
that
people don't know.
travels share that same story. Many of my old traveling companions, they also came from lost points in their lives.
You
What?
were with people?
Oh, many, many years ago. Long before I was brought to this land. Kid just kind of
So-
looks. No, never mind. Go ahead.
Are they all followers of Cord like you?
Oh no. We were a varied bunch. As he kind of like just eyeballs all of you guys,
Mm-hmm.
much like you all.
Oh, so
But that's how
Really?
you. That's how things are on the road. You tend to. You travel enough, and interests align, and you know, one day you might be yelling at them, the next day you're fighting side by side.
so you were an adventurer as well once upon a time.
Oh, I guess you could call me that. Yes.
Were any of the rest of your group religious?
There was myself and a few others.
Do you remember what gods?
Some had gained faith, some had lost theirs, but at one time I did travel a while with a young lass that she worshipped the Raven Queen, and another one who eventually found faith in Ion. But you know, to each their own. And at this point,
Sorry, go ahead.
Scales, you're done.
Cool. Scales will pop back and just be like, so D, dinner's ready if you want to come in.
He looks kind of confused because
And she's just
know,
doing
the
like a
wagon's
finger like
covered,
record.
so he's not seeing what you're doing. So he's like, okay.
was
She's
this,
I was gonna say
you
she
still-
did poke out and say, you know, the gestures like, come here, come here.
Yeah,
So
I
I'll
get
say,
that. He still looks
you-
confused.
I
you
know.
told us to trust you. In this case, I would say you to trust us.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think there's much you could all do to stop me, anyways. So we'll
Exactly,
hammer
so-
away. And he kind of stands up, And A-Star, since you're kind of clinging to the kid, it did look like for a moment he was going to say something, but then Scales popped out.
Damon, did you want to say something?
I was just going to ask what he did to get so strong. My jaw is still ringing. Like,
That's
oh.
something that
That'd
can
be the worst.
happen, Damon, after someone like me or him has enough faith in. Over time, their faith gets stronger and it makes them stronger. Sometimes God grants strength, sometimes they grant knowledge, sometimes it's a whole bunch of things.
You don't want to know the scariest part?
Scared to ask, but sure.
I've been hit by a lot of things, a lot of explosions. I've been hit by a lot of different creatures. I think he was holding back. As he kind of like, stands up and like helps you up as
He
your
just
new companion is like walking towards the wagon. What was that?
Did he just Krillin? I've had my ass kicked so many times I can tell when someone holds back.
A little bit.
Yeah.
To be fair, the kid has gotten his ass kicked a lot by a lot of different people. Frank, Scales, Auntie at one point, Crigetin. Like, there's been a lot. There was the whole fight with the room where he got to fight all of you guys. Like, there's been a lot of fighting in this. You gotta remember how long he's been alive. A good chunk of his life has
3
been
months now.
getting beat up.
I'm pretty sure like a third of it's been unconscious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he has the right to say that.
Yeah, very much so.
But your new traveling companion kind of walks towards the back of the wagon and sees the door. Do you have it open, Scales?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've seen this trick before. And inside's a big old house, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he kind of like gets in the wagon. You can feel like the weight of the wagon shift as he's like picking himself up and getting in it.
The wagon literally buckles like, oh fuck.
And he kind of like walks up to the door and he kind of ducks down a little bit, looks inside, and he looks over at you, Scales. He's like, "Well done, lass. Well done." And he kind of like ducks and steps in. He kind of has to squeeze and goes kind of sideways. But he kind of steps in.
Gals, did you make him a room for tonight?
Of course. If you don't mind following me, I'll take you to the dining hall. And she'll lead him to it.
Oh, trust me, I can smell where it is. As he looks towards the left and raises his eyebrow and starts walking towards it.
Yep.
We do have some actual diabore. I think still left over anyway.
Don't worry, that's already been prepared.
Aye.
Still walks in as well.
Yeah, and he's just gonna sit down and start just eating food. So, anyone want to do anything? 'Cause this guy literally just sits down, starts shoveling food on his plate, and he just starts eating. And he starts grabbing drinks from that are on the table. But he also, maybe out of habit, keeps reaching for his flagon and just drinking out of it.
Oh god. He's double dipping.
He is triple dipping. Because just because it would technically be prepared at this table, he does reach over, sniffs the drink, and Scales. You're like,
Oh, no,
"That's
no.
a Yonti
No,
drink."
I didn't put that drink on there.
Oh, you didn't?
Didn't.
I thought you did say though.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I thought that was
No.
tonight.
You did technically
No,
skip the or.
I didn't add it. When I made the house, I made it clear that it was going to be normal food and she's taken off the auntie stuff.
Sure, but I can't also discount your previous order.
That's true.
It is prepared.
Yeah, and she said it's not on the table. It may be
So
prepared,
there
doesn't mean
is-
just because it's prepared doesn't necessarily mean it has to be on the table.
It's in the kitchen, not on the dining table.
Okay, I'll allow it.
I guess we'll whisper to see how based on how much I assume he's drinking. about
Like
the
he's
Yeti
not
stuff?
having glasses.
Yeah.
He is literally taking the pitchers of like the dwarven ale and wine and stuff in front of him and just drinking out of those. And some of these are getting cleared in like a couple gulps.
How about the auntie stuff, Scales? Because this guy's going fast at a fast pace.
Not yet. The auntie stuff, we don't know whether that will cause him to throw up in pain and see that as a hostile or not. I want to see how he acts.
Also, do you have
further.
anything stronger than this dwarven ale? As he does like parentheses, like air quotes.
Oh, I don't even.
Scales just gives him this look of it like, I do have something from
Alright,
My
then bring it
people?
along. I would like to get a buzz, maybe this decade.
Unfortunately, playing
Very well.
Paladin, I know what's going to happen.
Oh, I know what's going to happen anyway. I know who this character is. But no, she will ask the butlers to prepare basically a cask of Yanti drink for the gentleman and a glass for Scales as well.
Okay. And it gets brought over the table. He takes a drink of it. He's like, pretty good. And he just starts downing it. And then he's
Now-
also still drinking out of his flagon on top of that.
Scales
Maybe
is
more of that, Scales.
Scales is just going to keep an eye on him and just watch, and she's also drinking her Yanti drink. Impressive. Not many people can hold that down.
Well, there aren't many people like me. And he's, at this point, it's funny because he's also eating on top of this. And there's like little bits of food like getting now like stuck in his beard. Like there's a little piece of bacon. There's like a little bit of veggie over here. And like there's every once in a while he'll pick a piece out, but he's missing a whole bunch.
By the way, I gotta say this because I don't want to be too far away from it. Imagine when he said, dwarven ale. He had like 2 fingers holding the bottle, and then like the other 2 fingers were like air quotes.
Kind of.
Dwarven ale.
Yeah, kind of.
Scales is
It
just
is funny because like your guys' normal chairs are kind of large. On
Yeah.
this man, not really. Like
It's
he
like
looks,
a kid's table.
yeah, like he is definitely a size up from even your huge ass 6 foot tall crowd. He's still sitting at again like almost near 8 feet tall.
Scales is just gonna like she's completely enamored with this guy. She's like, it's nice to have someone that I can have this drink with. Frantically then not throwing up puts me off a little bit.
I try, okay?
I mean, it's literally like to most people poison.
Scales is
Oh,
just
so-
drinking it.
So you're used to. I see what's going on here. How about this, Les? Since you've shown me such hospitality, and he reaches for his flagon and sets it in front of you.
Takes it, drinks it.
Okay, I need you to roll me. Actually, wait. Sorry, give me a second. What's your total hit points?
23.
Okay, Scales takes a big, not even a big swig. You take like a little sip, and it does taste like dwarven ale
Mhm.
with a little bit of spice to it.
Mhm.
And then you guys watch as Scales just like puts it on the table, looks towards you all smiling, and just collapses down on the ground.
Like,
She just
I will medicine check her to see if she's okay.
you like get off your chair, go over it. Oh, she's fine. That happens all the time. And he just
Okay.
reaches over and like grabs his flagon and just starts drinking out of it.
Oh, so
Damn
it's
it!
like this.
Aww.
It's a very strong liquor.
As you just were under the effect of a very strong sleep spell.
Oh.
Damn it. As no one else knows
Uh,
that, they just see her snoring.
Yeah, no, I imagine
Yeah.
she just like like Kestrel did ask, is it just a very strong liquor?
Yeah.
Let's
Alright,
just look at this, because I've tried everything at this point.
Guys, do you mind taking her to her room?
Yes, Kestrel. As a few of the fucking servants just pick her up and start moving her out.
I imagine
She'll
she's
be
like,
fine. She'll be out for maybe an hour or so, and she'll probably be really drunk when she wakes up. Oh, this food is it is quite good. Again, it's what is this? I can't remember what it is. It's some weird name thing. And
Yeah,
he
it
is
depends which
starting
one
to
it
get kind of drunk. Like there is kind of like the rosy cheeks starting to happen as like the next like 10-15 minutes cuz he is shoveling booze. As the
I'm
kid
sure.
eats, this guy drinks.
oh wow, Jesus.
And like the kid is like sitting there like, and every once in a while, Acer, you get a look from the kid like, holy shit! Like, there's like a certain like, he's getting kind of enamored by the guy. Like, dude's massive, fucking drinking and eating a whole bunch. You know, like there's definitely like you get the vibe just looking at the kid, Acer. Like, there's almost like a sense of like, like, oh, like he's my spirit animal. Like.
I do got a question because I imagine Kestrel's keeping an eye on the party as well. Do I notice any of that?
Given your also extremely high wisdom, yes. No roll needed.
Given our other party member talked to you a lot, do you mind if the person who fought you talked to you a bit?
But of course. And the kid guy kind of looks a little shy and like a little like, what are you doing?
Go
What are you
ahead,
doing?
Damon. Go ahead,
But-
Damon. Just any question.
So, how do you like our? No. Sorry. And as he looks towards A-Star for a moment, kind of nods. How'd you get so strong? Cause that really hurt. And he's like grabs his jaw, and the guy just kind of chuckles a little bit. He's like, "Oh, I can't take all the credit for that." And as he lifts up his gauntleted hand, he's like, "This does give me a little bit more of a forceful impact, you could say." And the kid's kind of nodding, and there's like a moment where the kid's like really pondering and thinking. He kind of nods his head and smiles.
So is that a magic item then?
You could say that. It's a gift from Cord himself.
Okay, hang on, let me write that down. Continue.
Coach Damon.
It's actually not really a magic item. It is me. This is my hand.
Wait, what? Kessler looks very puzzled.
Long ago I lost mine, and this item can only be given if one sacrifices their hand. So it was a perfect fit. Well, though it didn't have to fit, and he kind of laughs at that, his joke to himself.
Wait, so because out of character, Damon, I had to ask real quick. You said he had a gauntlet, and then you said he had his hand, right? Like
Free
one-
hand. There's
yeah.
one hand with the gauntlet, and the other hand that's just a hand.
Yeah, so that's why I had to ask. So are you saying,
And
telling me?
I'm just saying, up to this point, it looked like a gauntlet because
I
you
figured
see
it.
armor on the hand like that, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
gauntlet.
So that's not a gauntlet. She points to the gauntlet hand.
Well, it is, but isn't. I don't know how to explain it. I hit people with it.
God sometimes give blessings, Castro, for good deeds. They did that back home frequently. Zari and I.
Speaking of, you mentioned that one of your compatriots long ago was a worshipper of Ion. Ion's
Ion,
been dead for like,
Ion.
Ion, not Io.
Yeah, two different
Oh,
I-
islands.
Castro.
Or also pronounced Ion. Which
Yeah,
if,
that
that
is
makes it a little
literally
bit
me.
more. Yeah.
Sorry, that is me out of character fucking up. That is
You
my
know
bad.
the stone that A-Star has floating around her head? That's an Ion stone.
My bad. Sorry. We're back on that. That is my bad.
Okay. Oh, this drink is starting to get to me a little bit. As he's kind of like laughing, drinking the Yanti stuff. He lets out a small hiccup. Go ahead, A-Star.
Damon, did you have any more questions you want to ask?
Not this moment. And he kind of telepathically goes like, anything else anyone else wants to ask?
Actually,
Auntie, you're being super quiet.
No, I'm good, honestly.
sir, what are your plans for after this night?
Like I said previously, no immediacy to anything. Probably just travel a little bit more, see where the wind takes me.
I was told to be quiet.
Do you say that out loud?
No, mentally.
Well, I think you can talk now. He's kind of already in the house.
Mine's like, no one ever said anything. But she does physically cross her arms.
What troubles you, lass, with the fluffy, sparkly hair?
Nothing. I was thinking about something.
Aye. What are you thinking about?
My companions here say I talk a lot of nonsense, so I was being extra quiet just to mess with them.
Oh, it's fine. I used to know a little shit. Just a little smartass. He used to talk a lot of weird nonsense most of the time. Though I don't know if it was weird or I just didn't understand him.
Honestly, that's how I feel.
That you also have a little shit around here, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of prone to hitting them.
Castro like lightly chuckles at that.
I mean, honestly, ours is drunk asleep, apparently.
Oh, mine used to get drunk asleep a lot as well, and he would just show up naked all the time.
No, that one's that one over there,
Strange
as I
little
post
bastard,
to
that one.
Aster.
I grew up on a sex commune. What do you want from me, Auntie? We didn't wear clothes.
Sex commune. Oh, interesting. But like I said, the road brings many travelers from many different walks of life. And he is slowly getting more intoxicated.
Would you like to know where your room is?
Oh, I'm sure I could find it.
Well, be sure to ask any of the ghosts. They'll let you know.
I know how such a domicile works.
Okay.
Again, this isn't the first time I've been in a place like this. That same little shit used to make one.
We're a powerful magic caster, I imagine.
He was a powerful something, all right. Usually pain in my ass.
happened?
What were you saying?
What happened to your friends?
I need you to roll me a persuasion check. With advantage because he's starting to get really liquored up.
13.
That's a +5.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't want to bore you with an old tale.
I
Seems to
mean,
be.
this is kind of our night now, so if you want, feel free.
I will say, if it convinces you, you seem to take a liking to my hair. Let you play with it if you tell us a story.
Oh, I mean, it looks tasty and pretty, but I'm spoken for. And he kind of like goes towards the strap of his the pauldron, the leather that kind of holds it up, and kind of moves it out of the way, which you didn't see at first, because of the thick kind of leather band. But he moves it away, and like right on his chest, you see like a tattoo of a red handprint.
Intriguing. That's how you
Do
like
I
doing.
recognize that at all?
Go ahead and give me a history check.
Do.
You never
Roll
seen
more.
anything
No.
like this. It looks like a handprint.
Figured.
That's about it.
Weird ass tattoo.
Did you meet your love on one of your adventures?
I met her in a bar. Like any good love. And there's a moment where he just kind of does like that not 1,000-yard stare of like intensely, but like as he's kind of just like looking off the distance as like reminiscing.
Are you okay?
Oh, of course, yes.
To be fair, it wasn't meant to be coming on to you. It was just, hair. Shrugs.
I just wanted to be clear. Don't take what I said to any offense. I just,
No, I couldn't. I'm fabulous. Anyone would be lucky enough.
I'm sure they would be. And he's just kind of staring at you guys in this weird, awkward silence.
Well, I think it's time for bed.
As he kind of like looks around, he's like, "Are you sure? It's literally, I believe it's still the afternoon."
Yeah. I think we still got some time, guys, and also we should discuss watch.
I mean, still afternoon. So, alright, D, was it?
Yeah.
We
And I'll
are...
say because of the awkwardness of everything, Scales, you are beginning to, because there's probably a lot of eating, drinking in between the questions and stuff like that. We'll say an hour's past, Scales.
Cool. She's just
You
gonna
wake up
like.
in your bed and you are drunk.
She's just gonna like become a snake, and she's gonna like use her like. In fact, no, she probably wouldn't even. In fact, yeah, she's gonna attempt to use the snake tunnels like a number of times, probably fail a few times, but then eventually slowly make her way back into the fin and then just morph.
Okay. Because as of this point, you are intoxicated, so you are technically at the same effects as stage 1 exhaustion
Yeah, I figured.
for the next 24 hours.
I figured.
And yes, your drunk is lasting that long too.
Jesus Christ.
You really
Yeah.
wanted to drink out of the flagon.
I did. I
Yeah.
had to.
I'm sorry, your constitution score isn't high enough to resist the effects, nor is your HP.
I know, it's fine. I love it.
Okay.
It makes sense.
So,
There was
even
just
though your leg is healed, it still takes a while for you to move around because
Oh,
you
yeah,
just like
she's just like
start going down the
wriggling.
wrong tunnel and you're like,
Uh,
wait,
uh,
no,
uh,
it's this one. You gotta like scoot backwards.
But
Yeah.
should
But
he
on the other one-
eventually end up upside down in a tunnel?
Probably.
No, you probably end up in the foyer though. Like you just come out and you're like,
Uh,
oh yeah, here it goes. And you're like, crap. And you just like look towards one of the servants. You like point towards the door, and it
Yeah.
opens it to the dining room.
yeah,
at the-
she's just gonna sliver, and then as she unmorphs, she's just gonna continue wiggling on the ground unmorphed on the floor.
You guys see
Can we all
Scales
see
start
this?
coming in snake form, and then she unshifts and she just continues to like wiggle on the ground. And the guy like just like looks over the table at this and he goes, "I have seen people do that before with it."
Scales, are you alright?
I won that drink. It was really good.
Interesting.
What
It was
was that
too good.
drink?
This is the flagon of intoxication.
Can I have one?
Sure. I'm sure you could get one someday.
Can I have your one?
No, it's mine. As he brings it back towards his chest again, like
Aw.
bringing it into his beard a little bit too. Like the beard, his hand, and everything is just kind of wrapping around it, protecting it.
Skills
I'm
is
almost
just
there.
gonna like flop, like on him, like you're an excellent drinking partner.
So you continue flopping on the ground to reach. He's on the
No, no.
opposite side of where the door.
No, no, no.
is.
She, that's what I'm saying. She's gonna attempt to get up, probably wobble, fall over, trip, somersault, however she gets over there drunkily,
Okay.
and then
You guys
flops
watch as
on
a
top.
drunk, naked Scales walks around the kitchen and just plops on this guy. And he just kind of like puts his arms up and like pulls back. He's like,
Oh.
Scales.
Yeah.
Uh,
Scales, sweetheart, he's taken.
I don't care.
But I think he and his partner would.
And he just kind of like awkwardly like reaches down with his bare hand and just kind of like pats her on the head a little bit. Like
Ah, that's nice. I
think-
like being patted on the head, and she's just gonna like
he
nuzzle on
immediately
the neck.
stops. He immediately stops. Like
She's just gonna turn to a snake and just like, yeah, right there, right there.
I mean, this is weird. Yeah, I can handle this.
This is good.
He just starts petting Scales.
Yeah, this is nice.
she's very persistent.
I can see that.
He's a bit of a princess.
I've met those
Yeah.
before.
And yeah, whoever's petting Scales, they've just now got a Scales like nudging into their neck, like, yes.
If you think this is hilarious, you guys should watch this. And he's just gonna reach down and use his cleansing touch, removing all intoxication from you as you're curl up in this man's lap in snake form, and you immediately sober.
She's just gonna like stop nudging for a bit. If a snake can go wide-eyed, they would. Looks at the person
And he just kind of chuckles and starts drinking out of his flagon.
and immediately just slithers away underneath the table.
Okay. Watch Scales disappear underneath the table. After acting a fool for like a solid couple minutes, guy just booped her real quick, and that happened. And he's just kind of laughing.
Can't
You
someone
know-
on the table? You alright, Scales?
Damon, what did he do? What did I do?
And he
I
just
don't know if
quickly
I like this
memory
person or
replays
not.
everything you did,
Oh god, no.
including like a long few scenes of you slowly trying to wiggle on the ground like a snake, with your butt just going like bloop 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 bloop.
Since I'm looking under the table, do I see a snake just like full on nodding no?
No, she's kind of like curled up. She's covering her head with
Like
her
her
own
tail
tail.
is, yeah. Like
Like-
basically like a dog, instead of the paw over the nose, it's the tail over the nose. Like just no, and you just see her like head going slightly left or right.
Okay, she needs some time. Kessler says as she goes above the table.
You know,
And then the kid reaches over to the table, grabs the Yanti drink, and just lifts up like the little, tablecloth and like sets it next to you, Scales. Here, maybe this will help.
Can you give me like a few more, like a load more of
Yeah, let
those?
me
Yeah,
just-
yeah, just keep them
just
coming,
grab
just
the
keep it coming.
pitcher
And she's
next
just
to
gonna start drinking all of them. If I have to
imagine you just
unshift to
say-
make it easier, she'll unshift underneath the table.
Yes.
Drink, go more drink, drink. And she's gonna try and get herself drunk again.
Sure. So for the next hour, you're getting intoxicated.
Yes.
You're in your
imagine.
human form. She's just kind of curled up, and you don't have to worry about the clothes in your house because it is, you keep it nice and, temperature-wise a little
Oh
warm.
yeah. Yeah, she's just drinking herself to shame now.
if you want to forget it, you need to drink from the intoxication mug again.
It's mine. But anyways, any other stories or merriment you would like to know? He's starting to get really fucking thrashed now.
I mean, do you know anything of the area we're in currently?
I've been here a few times before. I think the locals refer to this region as the Crossroads. South of here is basically a gathering point for merchants along the road. Not so much a village, but people will set up shop there for a few days with temporary domiciles and sell their wares and return back to their homes. Seems to be a gathering meeting point between a lot of the locals in the region to sell stuff in between, the Kingdom of Lara and the other outer towns. It's a many, many long days' journey from any other sizable kingdom.
Where else is nearby?
I'm gonna have to roll a check for him to see if he can remember everything. Yeah, I mean, I kind of know where things are, but without showing you, it's kind of hard. And I mean, honestly, I don't really remember the names to half the places I go to. I do remember some of the ladies, though.
I do gotta ask a question, given how diverse our group is. Based on the areas you have been, is there any that may just look hostile towards us based on our looks?
I mean, and he kind of narrows his eyes, kind of closes one for a moment because he's starting to get kind of drunk, but he kind of does that like, I'm trying to really look at you guys. I mean, each of you look a little weird. Used to travel with a girl like you, as he's pointing towards you, Kestrel. I don't even know what you two are, as he points towards Aster and the kid. Definitely don't know what you are, as he points to Auntie, and he kind of like looks at the underneath to where underneath the table is, lifts up the tablecloth and like looks under. Scales, you just see this very large bearded face like appear from underneath or from above, and he just kind of looks at you, squinting his eyes.
Oh, she immediately turns into a snake and does shame hiding again.
And quite frankly, I think I know what she might be, but I've never seen one like her. I mean, you guys all look very, very strange, and this is coming from someone like me. There might be there might be many who have apprehensions, but from maybe not outwardly hostile, especially if it's, let's say, in more communal places. And again, the Crossroads does get travelers. I know that they get people from even as far as Ash Mountains. So they're used to seeing some strange faces.
Question, Dim, have I heard of Ash Mountains?
You saw the brief map that the dwarf gave you?
Mhm.
It was on there.
Okay, but I don't know it.
It was
other
like on
than
the
map.
very bottom. Remember, a lot of the stuff that you guys saw on the map,
Mhm.
you guys already rolled for it. You guys
Oh.
don't know these names.
Okay.
That's true.
I can remember if
Mhm.
you rolled for it or not.
Yeah, you guys rolled for it.
Okay.
It's a whole new world for us.
Kind of, yeah.
Very much so.
Because
I
remember, you guys
didn't-
rolled for the Kingdom of Lara, and that did not exist at all
Yeah.
that you guys are aware of.
when, because I didn't look at the map.
That's
With-
true.
But you kind of come from the same time period as we
Yeah, I
do.
do.
By
I'm
any
just
chance-
gonna DM thing right now. Names of places, especially established name places, as they come, just assume you don't know them. I'll let you guys know if
Mm.
it sounds familiar.
Okay.
Actually, so hang on.
Yeah.
Let me do one thing real quick, right? Cause we're kind of lost. Is there any chance you happen to have a map at all?
Oh no, I can barely read, let alone a map.
Hey, same.
Ah, I see. I finally learned how to spell my name. I'm starting to get pretty good with counting, but anything past 20, I don't see the point of it, really.
I just
Wait,
learned.
you can spell your name?
Aye.
How would you spell it then?
And he kind of looks around to see how to write it, and I need you to go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Yeah, nicest.
How? You've been quiet
I
the whole
know.
time.
All right. Persuasion.
Sure.
God damn it.
Given he is drunk, because he's gone well into drunkenness at this point. It's kind of on the line, so I'll just let it be fate. Nah. He kind of looks around and he's like, you got something to write on?
Yes. Servants.
Oh, yes, thanks. And he gives a piece of paper and he's like, give me a minute. And he kind of like holds it up to his face, like real fucking close, like an old man, like trying to hold up a tablet, trying to read it, like just. And he starts like writing it, and he's like, no, that's not right. And he scratches it out. He's like, that's right. Yep, there we go. I think that's yep. And he's like counting the letters, and he's like double checking it. He was like, I think, yeah, this is how you spell it. And Kestrel, since you asked, he's gonna slide it over to you.
I will look at it.
Kestrel, you pick up the piece of paper, and there you see. It's weird. It's written in common,
Mhm.
but you're noting that the shape of the letters and stuff seem close to giant script,
Mm-hmm.
almost as if that like if someone who like because you'd seen giants before try to write common, and when they transfer, it kind of reminds you of that kind of writing.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of read at it, and you look down, and there you see Demissaries. And that's where we're going to
knew
end
it.
tonight's session.
Yay!
Yay!
Whoa!
Or that just to get the name.
Oh no! Yeah, I was like, I'm not getting Lee without his fucking name.
All it took was you guys inviting him in this house and giving him copious amounts of booze.
Not just booze, straight up poison.
I mean, it's boost to him. He didn't throw up.
No, like, he has the same immunities as her, so, like,
Yeah.
no. To him, it's just good booze, and it was making the ale go down better, and his drink better.
Yeah. See, it's funny. Sorry.
So, real quick, go ahead and end it.
Ciao,
I'll
dude.
switch over. Be back.
Everyone say bye-bye.
Yeah, me too.
Bye.
I will be right back.